进到8强的话，就是非常开心吧。也
Hi
这个
guys
赛区让我们能
I'm here
比较强大的舞台。
Doggo is here too. 안녕하세요 여러분. My streamer Wayden.
进入到8强就是非常的开心，非常的期待。
CFO 赛区的新生之望，但青出于蓝，便要
등장하자마자 기침한다고? 아 추워가지고 요즘.
我觉得这 KT
안녕하세요. 막 근데
非常的
막 더운 건 아니고 온도가 막 올라갔다 내려갔다 막 이런다.
我一直都很崇拜你 BDD 选手。
I've always admired BD, but I believe our team can go even further and climb even higher. CFO,
能否吹
CFO.
散旧日阴霾，迎接曙光。
오늘 CFO가 일을 내나요? 과연?
작년보다 올해는 제 실력에 확신을 가지게 되고
Well, BDD and cause though.
잘 풀린다고
BDD and cause. My region.
선수
Hi, Femi, Yosef. Hi, Sly. Hi. How's the sound, guys?
어떻게 이 자리에 올랐는지
Sounding okay?
보여드리겠습니다.
KT, CFO, give your heart,
Sound is good? Okay. Sound is good.
earn your legacy.
This is gonna be a banger. Yes, it is. Okay, we're gonna check who's the more fraud one, okay? CF already proved themselves again and again into AL, T1, like... I don't know about KT though. KT could be possibly fraudulent. KT frauds. Holy... 와, 이거 경기장 바뀌었잖아. Shanghai. Holy moly, we saw it yesterday and now we're seeing it again today. Look at the crowd, just absolutely filled here. 경기장이 완전 꽉 찼네, 꽉 찼어. CFO KT. 뭐야? Hey, absolutely high. No, this tournament, KT perfect. You know they're top laner. Popping off, by the way. He's the one who always struggled. Perfect was the one who always struggled, but he's been popping off this tournament. We'll see if he'll able to shut down driver rest. Everyone expects KT to be exposed, which means nobody's excited, which means KT wins. Wait, hold up, Spitzer. You're cooking. Hold up. Yeah, because everyone thinks KT had like the easiest like draws, 3-0, didn't play for weeks. Weeks of no games. 이 세트에서 KT 경기력이 금요일도 예상하기 많아. 근데 KT가 이게 3대0으로 올라가긴 했는데 굉장히 좀 애매하죠? 이게 몇 주 동안 플레이를 안 했고 일단은 게임 수가 많이 없으면은 메타도 조금 모를 수도 있고 물론 스크림에서 나온 전적이 있겠지만 대회 경기를 이제 안 한 지 몇 주 됐잖아요. 그런 점. Holy shit, I'm old. I just checked when Choi played for Singapore Sentinels and I'm already 12 and 13 years ago.
Who always seem to struggle when it comes to the quarterfinals.
Onk.
Yeah, and they have to get past the region.
Moderator is an Onk, guys. Kel's Uncle Kel.
The only time their region actually went past the quarterfinals back in
12, 13 years ago.
Worlds ever. So it is going to be pretty
What
incredible.
the hell? That's like season 2.
I do think you have a pretty massive task here for CFO though when you're looking at strength versus strength.
KT 오늘 하나?
People that you really want to
오늘
focus
해주나요?
on the CFO lineup. But you're going up against cousin BDD, the heart and soul of this team.
2주간 플레이 안 한 게 진짜 영향이 좀 크시죠?
I think Bruce is the best mid laner in the world. This guy has been stellar for so long. I don't think that he has
다들
really had
표정이
the success in
좋습니다.
his career
양 팀 다.
that you would
Both
expect
teams
for someone
look,
of that caliber. He just hasn't always had the
they look
roster
quite good, by the
surrounding
way.
him to
Excuse
really
me.
make it happen. But he truly has a great
Good morning, let's
opportunity
go,
here
doggo.
to go to
Oh my
the World
gosh,
semifinals.
who are we cheering for,
And he
guys?
has been the life of
Type
Brent
1
of
in the
this
chat
team
if you're
at this
cheering for
tournament. I mean,
CFO.
so many times they haven't
One.
actually found their footing in the
CFO,
early
one.
stages, and it's BDD,
Type
Shockwave
2 in the
that
chat
pulls
if you're cheering
them
for
back into the game.
KT
It's BDD
and
who had a
BDD.
fantastic performance
Top
against
2.
teams like Gen G
Just
that
trying to see
solidified
something.
themselves.
자, 여러분 KT 원하시면 2번 채팅으로 2번 써주시고요.
And he's leading all
CFO
mid laners
응원하면
at
1번.
CSD at 10 in
오,
the
생각보다
tournament.
CFO
He has
응원하는
that
사람이 되게
stellar
많다.
laning phase, has been so stalwart in the later stages of the game.
I
He's
feel
also
like everybody's a
player
CFO
who has
fan
a lot
now.
of
What happened?
creativity, who can play different pocket picks, which I think really could benefit them
KT
here
대떡
today.
응응.
I'm so excited to see what the
Wait,
task
Kara,
gonna
this
be
is
because
this is your
we've
region.
seen
CFO's your
KT
region,
playing
isn't
for a
it?
bit. You know, they're undefeated. Their only team that hasn't lost a
Hello?
single game here. Went
Miss
straight through, and they were
Singaporean?
kind of playing in a different style of
Singaporean
meta. Caitlyn
Kara?
was very high prio for them.
It's
I'm
supposed
not
to be cheering for
expecting
your
CFO
region
to be able to
team.
play Sion
뭐야?
this entire tournament for the rest of it.
It's okay.
But I am very curious to see if Doggo's going to be able to
I think
play
she's
things like
speaking some
Draven, if he's
truth
gonna be able to
there.
play things
She
like
might be
Corki,
right.
which he has been so
She's right.
incredible on.
As we jump into this champion select powered by Omen HyperX, let's see what gets through. As you say, Azir is up no longer.
Hate watching KT. I think we have a lot of
like the Wukong that have been so highly prized as a first
lot
pick
of
jungler
interesting.
for teams so far at Worlds.
Yeah, it does
Oh,
feel like Wukong
Wukong
is
first
almost
pick
always
for
going to be
Cos?
that answer. And we're just going to have a Snap Aurora coming through here. So will it just be Aurora?
오로라
Zane?
신짜오 바로 박았는데?
Aurora
So
Zane.
they already
So a
expected
lot
the
of the
Wukong
openings
and then
that
they
are
immediately
available just
put
kind
in
of
what
being
they
grabbed
have
up here
prepared.
immediately. And Rumble also up.
So
I would think you're going to get probably
Aurora,
Rumble plus the
Rumble,
mid lane
Talia.
answer. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's fast.
오, 이미
I
근데
mean, look,
뭔가
both teams
KT
clearly committed to the game plan. I
조합이
think for
엑조디아
KT,
조합이
they
나오고
love
있어요.
this kind of
KT
Wukong
already
Rumble
has the
pairing when
Exodia
they're able to
comp.
get their hands on it. I think
What the
Perfect's
hell?
ultimates on the Rumble have been fantastic.
What the
as well
hell?
in solidifying some of
BDD
these
getting
by wins.
banned out.
So it looks
Azir,
like comfort
Orianna,
already
and
for
Rise.
KT.
CFO
And
knows
CFO
who's going
now
to be
just
carrying
trying to
this
with
one.
an answer in the top lane, or do they want to try and solidify that
Yes.
AD carry for Doggo before that pinch starts to come
Not
through?
banning
I would honestly
Draven
love to
first
see
is
an
a
Ornn.
mistake.
I feel like Ornn is a really good matchup in a Rumble. I feel like it suits Driver's playstyle, and it is going to be the Ornn. So
Driver
we're
or
gonna have
duty.
matched
근데
roles,
사연
fairly
they
predictable
tar
draft
banning
here through
driver
the first
사연.
three on both sides. I think both teams really kind of
아
playing
드라이버
towards their
선수가
strengths.
근데
Now is
진짜
where it's
사연
gonna get a little bit
원챔이라서
weird, I think,
이거는
because I'm curious to see if it is
저격반을
gonna be
해야죠,
more
진짜로.
targeted bans towards the player rather than the meta.
Like you
How
have to ban
concerned are you
Sion
about
from
Corki? How
driver.
concerned are you about
You
things
have to
like
ban
Draven?
driver from
Especially
Sion.
because CFO is on the red side, or will KT just go something a bit more standard and say,
I
you know
want
what,
a
you're not gonna bring
5-game
Draven out
series.
unless
I
there's
know, I know.
really
We
a
were
great
so close in
opportunity,
getting a
because
5-game
Buckham can
yesterday.
absolutely play a lot
Genji
of these
HLE was
utility options
absolute
very,
cinema.
very well, and I feel like his job
Oh
should
my
be
gosh,
to
the world's
neutralize
pro
bot.
thingy is so cute,
Something we
by
have
the
seen
way.
shine for KT as
봉인된
well is that
럼블과
KT
봉인된 오공,
moving it
봉인은
around the map in the
탈리아라고.
early game, getting strong leads and then just being able to
네, 나머지 두
really
개가 뭐가
effectively.
나오냐,
And with a
이건데.
Wukong, a Talia, a Rumble,
I'm
there to
thinking
poke
like
people out
they're gonna
underneath
pick
the
like
tower, even go for that all in on a
Braum,
siege.
Lucian
Actually
or
really
something,
the
like
Caitlyn
Lucian
as an
Braum.
opportunity here for KT.
Yeah, especially when you
Braum
think towards
날만하지
what
않나?
KT would
You
like
could
here,
play
something that
Braum.
can contest on mid-wave, try and keep pressure
Braum
so
could
that
block
you
the
can have this
Ornn
Talia
ult.
operate on side lanes, and then
오른
use that
공을
strength
브라움이
into
실드로
finding
반대로 해서
picks
막을 수
at
있거든요.
areas that are nice and
저
close
실버
quarters and
아가
even
받는데
things like
받아야 할 때
Wukong
가장
and
중요한
Rumble,
게 뭔가요,
especially towards
누나?
those dragon objectives as this game goes on.
I wonder if Kowing's just going to go something like Alistar here. Is,
항상
it's gonna be
벽을
advanced, so
친구
it's gonna say,
삼아야
you could also just
되고,
go Leona.
관문
Feels like Rel's
쿨이
obvious pick over
없으면은
on the other
조심히
side, so I thought they
플레이하고
might have tried
관문
to
다시
go,
생겼을 때
Alistar on
다시
shore as a
앞으로
bit of a
무빙.
pre-denial. Karma would be interesting. You know, they don't necessarily need hard engagement
관문 막
support
쓰지
because they do
마시고요.
have it for their Ornn,
패시브
whereas
평타를
here
잘
I feel
때리셔야
like,
됩니다.
you know, they're more looking for that primary engage. This
Ezreal
would lead me to
Karma?
believe they
Yeah,
are
I
looking
mean,
for more of
I
a
don't- I
real
would-
lane counter
honestly,
here
I wouldn't be
on five
surprised
with Doggo,
if they
which
just
I think
bring out
fits
the
their
weirdest
style,
comp
because
in the
my
bot
mind,
lane.
CFO's
They
bot
keep
lane
playing
kinda
like
has to go
Nami,
with different
Corki, and
win
things like
streaks.
Yeah,
that.
this to me says that they want. Oh, I was about to say they take the karma. You want to try and
받을 때 가장
farm
중요한 건
Ezreal
페비나이트
in case
유튜브
that
구독
thing ends up
아니었나?
coming through and you've already got an
정확합니다.
answer, but
본인이
the
받을
Corki's
장인인데
already a great
페비나이트
lane
방송을 안 본다?
neutralizer. Doggo's been fantastic on it. It makes a ton of sense.
안 되죠, 안
And you now
되죠.
get to keep that answer
어허.
in that support role as to how you want to try and operate.
I like Corki
I really
more,
would
yeah.
like to see something along
I
the
think they're
lines
gonna
of the Rel
play
here. I just feel like,
Corki.
you know, having that setup
And then Ezreal,
alongside
Leona.
the Rumble
이즈
here, alongside
브라움,
the
이즈
Talia, you know,
레오나
having
이런
that hard
생각인데
engage, be able to set up the seismic sub, set up the equalizer, Kaiser.
I think
do feel
Ezreal
like he is
Braum
really strong. Yes, you have the
can
Wukong,
work.
but I feel like Wukong
But I feel like they're
generally
gonna
works
play
better kinda as that
Leona.
secondary engage or engaging at the same time.
So you
And
could
when
take
have
away the
Ezreal,
Leona
yes,
here.
you can play like Ezreal Karma and that sort of style for lane dominant, but you can also just leave that Ezreal alone and go elsewhere. And instead, it's going to be more of a neutralizing pick here. Braum obviously
There
gets
is
a ton
Braum,
of value
okay.
against Ornn. So that is
Braum.
probably
Yeah, exactly. The
more what
caster
they're
says
thinking
it,
about.
Yeah,
but
it just gives you so
you
much
can
value
block
in
the
stack.
Orin
Of
ult
course,
with
got
your
the
shield, by the
Unbreakable
way.
blocking it before
It's
it
really
can get a
nice.
knock-up through your team. Alongside that,
바드로
Braum is
고연포 가면
okay
트롤이냐고?
at
아,
following
바드는
up
모든
in
템을
it.
갈 수
The
있습니다.
Wukong goes
AD
in,
템,
you're
AP
jumping to
템,
stand beside
탱
me next to
템,
him,
공,
start to get
막
some concussive blow
서포
stacks onto
템,
the
뭐
team
다 갈
around
수 있어.
him, and then you have the follow-up from the Taliyah and the Rumble if you want it. CFO now looking towards their support. That counter
Nami,
pick
there
for
it is!
Kaiwing.
The
It's
Nami!
So before this
Kaiwing
year,
loves
Kaiwing
Nami,
never
by the
played
way.
Nami,
Kaiwing
I said, nah,
loves
man, that's
Nami.
a loss. It's a free L. But
아니
from this year
나미를
on, he
근데
has
저렇게
actually
많이
really
한다고?
leveled up his game on
브라움
the jump.
실드
It does mean, though,
너무
for
좋은 것
CFO
같은데?
operating in
Braum
teamfights,
shield
they
is gonna
really
be
need to
like
careful on how they use these,
blocking
like,
everything.
double
Now block the
ultimates
Nami
and
or
Nami, 'cause
block
Braum
the
can get
Orin
a ton of
ult.
value on them in teamfights.
So
And
huge,
especially
I
when I'm
think.
looking at KT, their one-item spike is incredibly strong.
진짜
Double
유미하는 줄?
tri- or
유미는
double
근데
triforce
진짜
if you
지금
want
할
to,
수가
the Sunder
없는
Skies for the
수준으로
Wukong
지금
when they operate that
전락해가지고
build. There is a
너프를
ton of
많이
value
받았죠?
that you can get in and around that mark. And if CFO aren't careful
요즘
about
바드
their
메타는
teamfight,
서포터
KT
위주라서
can
아니 그건
snowball off
아닙니다.
of this single
제가
line.
만약에 실버에서 게임을 한다면은 바드로 무조건 저는 그 AP 템을 극 AP 가가지고 캐리할 듯. 그러니까 이게 원딜이 실버인데 그 서포템을 간다는 거는 조금 아쉬운 느낌이 있죠 아무래도.
How aggressively Doggo likes to play, you know, with this Corki. He's like frontlining on Corki. He's playing in your face. He's
아니
daring you
이게
to
진짜
engage
실버
on him, where
원딜은
he can then
평타를 안
flash
때린다니까?
back, etc.
아무리
out
살려주고
and
막
punish
힐
people who
주고
are
막
going
살
in. And with the Nami, you know, being able to
평타를 안
buff you
때리니까
up, that is gonna
본인이
be
직접
even
때려야
more
돼요, 바드가.
powerful. So excited to see what kind of advantage they can
캐리하려면은.
actually build here.
그래서 리안들이랑 망자의 갑옷 피에노를 이렇게 가시면은
The real breakout star of the tournament. He's been
티어가
impressive
수직
from time to
상승하실
time
듯.
in the past,
서포템
especially
그만
MSI when
가고
he subbed in
바드로.
for RNG. I think a lot of
딜량
people
1위 뽑을 수
started
있습니다
to
바드가.
realize who he was as a player, but at this tournament so far, one of the best AD carries we've seen.
Okay, we're loading
And
in.
it's not the
There it
first
is.
time we've talked about him like this.
KT
Right? Way back
vs
when he was on
CFO
Beyond Gaming, it was
in the sky.
Doggo that made a name for himself at these international tournaments. So much so, he got picked up by Billy Gaming, ended up moving
Hello,
across then
Yosefai.
towards
Hello,
Ultimate,
hello.
Prime.
I like both
And it-
teams'
or
draft.
It was just
I'm
across
not
the
really
board.
fan of this
Doggo
Braum.
was
Like they should have
fantastic.
banned
Unfortunately, he
Braum.
wasn't able to find that success in the
Oh, Doggo
LPL.
with the moves already?
Hang on a
He's
second,
already
'cause
moving,
maybe in
guys.
trouble here as we move through.
Yeah, a bit of invade coming out from KT. Doggo will
Peter
be
has
forced
another
away.
Q. He might have to flash the
Well,
Q.
if
Oh, he
immediately
did go
doesn't
W.
have to be worried about
Smart.
something like a seismic shock,
Because
or
if he got hit by the
find
Q
smoke, no
and he
concussive
starts
blows
getting
and
auto-attacked
close.
after the slow,
In the end, CFO were
it'd be
able to
kind of
walk
bad,
away.
right?
And this is that same bot lane
What country
they actually
CFO?
used
CFO's from
against,
LCP.
AL.
So
You know,
they're a
using that
Taiwan
Corki
team.
plus
They are a
the Nami,
Taiwan team.
you know,
They
really
represent
do
the
a
C
lot of
region.
success in that one. And
Southeast
so I'm
Asia.
excited to see them take
Southeast
some of these
Asia.
risks. Like, is it a risk? Yes, of
Giga-chan.
course it is. You know, playing something like the Nami, you can get preyed on.
오
If
시작할 때
Wukong
근데
gets down there and you just
탈리아
get
좀
two
맞고
flashed by the
시작했습니다.
Braum, you got
탈리아
your
did
stun,
get
you're
hit
stunned
by
up,
some
you can get
skills.
knocked down. It's harder to play
Starting
around
lane with,
vision,
like,
but
30%
you
less
drafted for
HP.
engage on that top side. And though you're talking about it, Rob,
Braum
I
counters
like
it, but
points.
it
Like,
is
there's
what
a lot
it
of
is.
value
I
that
know.
the Braum
I don't
can
know why
get,
they
you know,
banned
from
Nullius
against
there.
this Ornn and Nami.
Should have been
But the
banning
other side
Braum,
of
not
that is
Nautilus.
you can kind of stagger
But makes
them,
sense
right?
if
So
you're
you can
playing
throw out the
Nami, you should
ult,
definitely be
and then
banning
if
Nautilus.
that Braum shield is used, well, guess what? Then it opens the door for that Ornn one to kind of follow up afterwards. So it's like you can kind of look at it in two different ways, right?
Yeah, I mean even different angles is also like if you can get driver coming in on a flank or something
1렙
like that. I think
W만
it adds
라인을
it up.
거기가
It's just more
이
about
시작해야
making
되는데.
sure then that you are able to get access because again I think if you hit that one item
Hongq
spike
has
for
a
KT,
lane health lead might be
being able to
significant,
put
yeah.
pressure- oh, well, I was gonna say if you
But
have the
it's
KT,
not
you
as
put more pressure on
significant
mid lane,
because
but it can
mid lane
be
has 2 pots.
difficult for you to
But like if that
regain
happened for
access to
ADC,
some
that
of
would be
these
kind of
objectives
annoying.
if you end up
But they
losing it
saw
to
like
KT.
where he is.
Interestingly, as Kaiwing and Doggo forced back a little bit here,
Yeah,
Kaiwing
look at
actually
the
not getting any pots
lane.
in this lane. Just went for the
This lane is
support
so
item. Gonna be
annoying.
using that
Ezreal
ebb and
5
flow to
stacks,
heal
Doc
them
Dam
up through
Eing
the wave.
in.
Also has that summon Airy, which does give you that little bit of
이제가
extra
패시브
shielding when you're
5스택
buffing
쌓고
out.
그냥
Doc Dam and Peter
앞비전으로
do have
평타
the level
때리고
2
있으면
first.
진짜
They'll force
개빡세거든요.
Doggo and Kaiwing back underneath their
The
tower.
damage
It's a
after
little bit
this
risky,
crazy.
Like I was checking, like, did he use them? Was
Yeah,
there
I
something
thought
that I
maybe in the
missed?
initial
But I went
engage.
back and yeah, he just didn't actually buy any potions. So, you know, he's going to have a little bit more money when he does first go back to base. But
He didn't
the
buy
other side of that
potions?
is, of course, if you're trading heavily, it can definitely be.
He
very
didn't buy
risky.
potions.
Importantly as well, getting that Boundal Glass Mirror early on the Nami for the extra mana regeneration gives you more sustain. So I can understand the idea of I can save a little bit of gold now if I can get that 100
He's doing the
earlier,
Lithyrus
actually gives us
thing,
much more power
not
in
buying
the lane.
potions.
I was gonna
Huh?
say even if they're going for the redemption build,
나미가
like, we've
포션을
seen
안 샀어요,
every
여러분.
support
I just
essentially
noticed that now too. I would have noticed if the counter casters didn't talk about it.
Sense all over again.
He's doing the bouncy strat,
We're
yeah.
going for the free boots now.
Tax
We don't even
evasion.
care about roaming because that gives us 300 gold that we can put in towards the redemption buy.
He's
And the
actually
whole
doing
point
the
is,
Lyris
hey,
build.
we hit that first
That's
time in
crazy.
Atacon and suddenly we can actually turn a
포션을 다
big
쓴 게
fight
아니라
there
안
next
샀다.
time.
안 사고 신발 룸까지 해가지고 지금
Exactly.
그 제국의 깃발을 엄청 빨리 뽑으려고 하는 것 같은데?
That's what we're moving towards.
I mean, this Worlds has a lot of symmetry with 2017 Worlds. You know, you have T1.
Don't tell me that. That was a terrible.
It was because
Peter's taking a lot of damage.
Peter putting the unbreakable down, gonna get knocked
Oh,
out.
Peter does live for like 2 seconds, but Junjun has to run away, and the flash forward from Dokdam has 5 stacks, and I think Hongkyu is going to be going down as well. Absolute tragedy, I think. Absolute tragedy.
That's the fight that we were hoping to see.
The early
in this
game
series
fights
coming through
with an
already.
Ezreal is just
Over a
really, really hard. And they were
Everyone
focusing on
arrived,
Braum,
but it's
meanwhile they were getting
KT
focused,
who are
right?
to get
그러니까
two
브라움을 때릴
And
동안
Dr.
상대는
walks
미드
away with
정글을 때리고
double buffs
있었거든요.
on the
So like
Ezreal here. We
mid
talked
jungle
about,
were
you know,
focusing
how
the
you're
support,
drafting to try to get
meanwhile
this
everyone else
dual lane ahead.
was supporting,
And
focusing
Doctam is gonna be in
the mid jungle,
such a
right?
good position now.
There's
Got the early
definitely a
kill,
gap
plus
between the
assist,
damage
has
of
double
the-
buffs, and the wave is pushing away from the Corki. So it is looking difficult. I do wonder, you know, if Driver might go towards bot, he
지지라고?
could send Corki
저런
top,
걸로
try to
지지 아닙니다.
change things around. Peter here got very aggressive. Flash
지지라고
in, Q
치는
flash
사람들은
straight
딱
up
그
onto
솔랭에서
Junja. Went a bit too early,
게임
let's be
포기하고
honest.
15분 썰렌
And so he
하자고
does
막
end up going
채팅치.
down, but the fight still looked very good for KT. They moved over first. They really were putting so much pressure on in this fight.
너
Couldn't really get anything going.
그러면 안 돼.
A question I had in mind coming into this series is how awake are
People
KT?
who's type GG after level 3 fight is like, come on, bro, it's level 3. The game is not over yet.
And I think, although it is only the first fight, we see still where they shine, that skirmishing, that team fight, working out well for KT. Although perhaps slightly odd that it's in the early game. where
조합이
they
안
tend to struggle.
좋으면은 그렇게 생각할 수
So
있긴
Doggo
했는데
is moving
근데
top.
조합이
This is what I was
할만하죠.
talking about. I mean, the bot wave was
CFO가
absolutely screwed after that. So, you know, Doctum gets a kill. The wave is really bad for you, so it's so terrible for their
제일
2v2 on
띠꺼운
bot
게
side.
브라움인데
500
근데
plus
브라움
gold.
배난 안 하는 거는
So
실수가
Driver
맞다.
is basically
I
gonna
think not
sacrifice
banning
their team.
Braum was a
Driver's saying, you know
huge
what?
mistake from
I will
Charlie.
take the terrible wave.
The
You go
CFO
top, collect
the
this wave that is pushing in towards
CFO,
me. They know they need to
coach
keep
should have
Doggo
banned
into a
Braum.
good spot, but it is a really concerning start just because it's not just about those kills, it's about the fallout afterwards.
And that will be the dragon, right? KT are with Cuz already on
Oh,
the bottom side. He just clears
BDD.
it towards Dragon. He's going to be able to take that
Wow.
one up. And you've already got an AD carry to keep that push on the bottom side. And KT stacking dragons, playing for a team fight.
He's collecting
is gonna
all
be
the Ws.
fantastic for the
Hongyu가
style
쓰고
of
홈스
composition
here.
that they have.
And that wave is still frozen against
Hey, boss,
Driver. So he's
yeah.
actually, as they go up, he's going to try to run down and fix that
I mean,
wave.
they swapped
and he will be able to
their
get it
bot
pushed
lane
in,
top
thankfully.
lane, so.
Junja
covering him there as well to make sure that he gets it in. Driver obviously not involved in the
이거는 CFO가 바텀을 탑으로 수업을 해가지고 용은 당연히 KT가 먹겠죠. KT gets the dragon because the CFO swapped it. They swapped the bot lane top.
One-item spikes for KT. Having this small early game lead just accelerates you towards
Oh
them
my
even
gosh,
quicker.
like there's
That's why I
swaps
like
happening in
early
my
dragon
solo queue games. I don't know
stacking
about you
because
guys, but
one item, two item spikes is when you're
솔랭에서도
fighting for that
수업이 나오던데
Yeah,
여러분은
especially as
수업
you start to
나오나요?
now
솔랭에서?
reset for Cuz, you'll be able to move in towards top side, clear that out, and then as you were just talking about,
아니
like,
수업을
Rogue in a minute and a
하는데
half,
그
he's
수업을
gonna be in a
만약에 안
fairly good
가잖아?
spot.
안
Hits level
가니까
6
막
just
그냥 막
before that
원딜이
happens, and
죽어버리고
it's
난리가
kind of a
나더라고
little bit of an early
맵에서.
advantage that is setting you up very,
정글이랑
very
다니는
nicely for
걸
this.
좋아하는데
Junja
원딜이랑
wants to
가야
try and
돼,
get on towards
반대편으로.
perfect in this top side.
되게 답답한 부분입니다.
earlier
바드가
on.
로밍 다닌 걸 좋아하는데
Just holding them away from the wave. It will be a
저 어저께 거의
3v1.
4판 했는데
Yeah, the issue is
4판에서
the
한
wave is
3판이
pushing
수업이
forward perfect, so
있었는데
there's no pressure on him, you know. When you see those
원래
range when he's
그
stacking,
타워가
yeah, it's annoying, you're gonna lose a
타워가
little bit,
떨어지고
but
이제
you're getting
라인전
XP,
끝나면
and
수업을
eventually it will
했었는데
clutch and
요즘은
come to you.
그냥
So you just have
I
to
kinda
play
hate
that
swaps.
safe, and you can see
I
that
literally
Peter's
played
getting
like
top.
4
They're
games
just gonna
yesterday,
TP
and
perfect
3
down
out of
towards
4
spot to
games,
flex that way.
they were fucking
They're
lane
moving
swaps,
around, they're just
bro.
doing the same thing
It's so
basically
cringe.
that the CFO did earlier. They're going to give Doctam this
It's
stacked
beyond
up
cringe.
wave to keep pushing him ahead to try to match this 2v2 when he's already on Sheen tier. He's looking like he's in a great spot.
Yeah, and also I
And
love
Peter's
the
chilling.
defensive
Think
vision
he
that's
could
there for
probably
KT
max his
as
E,
well.
TPH.
Like, they have this ward that's just sitting over towards their Grump, and it's
Peter
been able to
could
spot
max
out,
his
like,
E.
any time Hongkyu started to
Like,
shift
he's
across,
fine.
if there's some sort of dive that was there. So just already KT
Lane swaps
very
and solo
aware
queue.
of
Ew,
the type
yeah,
of
that's
plays
what I'm
the
saying,
CFO like
bro.
to make in these early stages to garner these leads.
That's what I'm saying. And then like my lane assignment was so confused because like
To accept these
I play
waves
Bard
they
and
come
I want to
sitting
collect
where
my
they
charms
are.
and roam with my jungle and shit. Like I can't do that in lane
It looked like
swaps.
for a second perhaps he was pathing down towards bottom side, but once again just makes his way up towards
Like
top.
right now,
He's got
Xinjiang's
15
pathing bot
seconds.
because like his
KT will
bot
have to
camps are
push in
spawning.
mid and
But look
push
at Nami's Nami's
top, so they
location.
can just play immediately for those grubs.
Yeah, the
Nami
big
and
edge
Brahm's
is that Driver
location.
still has his TP, right? He's
Nami's
held
actually
on to that
going down
perfect
towards
TP
mid,
down
but-
towards bot side. So I do want to see
Shinjao's
CFO
actually
actually
grouping
challenging
mid
at
as
these
well.
grubs. They should play aggressively for them because you have that Orin teleport. But Cuz has gotten here
Didn't
so early.
Fevi
He's
spend
likely to just
30
be able to
minutes
sneak
explaining
one
why
grub
lane
away.
swap
And
XP
then
is
honestly,
super
as
broken?
KT, you don't really
No,
care
no, I'm
what
talking
happens
about
after.
catch-up
Sure,
XP,
you'd
not
like to
lane
get
swap
more, but
XP.
you definitely don't have to.
He's going to smite it to get the first
Catch-up
one.
XP
KT
is
can
broken.
look to see if they want to take the fight because of the push up towards that top side. They will force Junja back. Weaver's wall coming outside. McShove Crescent guard from Junja as he looks for the re-engage. Second grub secured there. It's CFO that get it. The fight continues as BDD.
Oh my god,
looks for some
Junja,
damage
you
from the
flashed
side. Green World
2
goes up,
centimeters.
dives into the backline with a cyclone. Already takes down
Kylan's
one.
in
Dogger's so
danger.
late to this
Coles is
battle.
gonna be
Cuz
running, but
looking
he
back,
does a
flash across
flash.
the wall and dashes to the grubs. Call to the Forge God from Driver. Lands
Driver
another
is
two, but he's
comboing.
solo, gets another
There is the
double.
combo.
Breaker
Doggo.
bomb is not enough to stop Driver.
He's going in.
And Hongq forcing another kill in.
Look at
Doggo
Dokdam.
starts to turn onto
Oh,
Doggo.
Doggo has the barrier. Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, Kyrie. They all live with that HP. What do you mean? Hongq is running as well. Dokdam's gonna have his EL maybe.
Hongq dodges
Oh my gosh,
away,
he's dodging
and in
me.
the end,
Junja's
a
here now.
one-for-one exchange.
Junja's here
Yeah,
now.
1-for-1, but the problem is they're losing a lot on that bot side here. They're losing plates.
와,
they're losing
방금
minions.
더 안 죽은
It
게
was a
진짜 신기한
5v4.
부분이고요.
Driver joined very
Surprised,
late
like,
with
how
the TP if he was going to actually do
everyone
it.
lives,
And Doggo
like,
wasn't
what?
even a part of the beginning of that fight. So even though there was
I felt like
technically
everybody
a
was
man
gonna die
advantage,
there, but they all
the fight was
survived, so it's
very
NHP.
disjointed from CFO.
And a lot of that was perfect, chasing the Ornn out, so he actually couldn't TP for an incredibly long time.
We
To
can
really
look at
get
the
this focus
Shinjao
on
fail
towards
flash
Junja,
right again.
where KT
진짜
able to try
선수가
and
여기서
play through this in
벽을
the slow
아이고
portion of the
아무리
fight.
급해도 좀
But as this
천천히
TP comes
했어도
through, they've already gotten one, and honestly, a couple more of these skill shots
mean-
landing, it could have been a very different story. Cuz gets out, but watch Driver here. Dokdam misses
Driver
one
played
mystic
pretty
shot
well.
there. That could have actually been the kill on the Driver as he starts to step away. CFO were able to get one back. Doggo goes a bit too far here. And BDD on the back of this misses the
그러니까 이게
seismic
오스텍
shove here. That
쌓은
could have been
이즈리얼이 막
another kill.
평타
So
때리자면 너무 아파
realistically,
진짜.
CFO
와.
lucky that they managed to get away with
Crazy
the
that Doggo and
Yeah,
Kaiwing lives
honestly, it
here.
would've been a game
And
ender.
Driver
They
lived
could've
as
gotten
well.
all
Like,
three of
what?
those kills, and then that's probably all she wrote. The game will, of course, go on, but still, it is fantastic for KT. You're down a man, you get a grub, you get plates, you
날골이
create this lead
잘했다.
on
오,
perfect,
아니 근데
and
서로
you get the
서로
TP
한
off
끗
of
차이였죠,
Driver, so
진짜.
they're gonna have TP advantage
스키
here
하나만,
in just a
스키샷이
minute or
하나만
two,
더
and I think
맞췄으면은.
KT are feeling super confident about their position in this game.
Managing to get two grubs
It's a
out of
really
it in
bad
the
trade
end
for
as well
CFO,
means
yeah.
that they
Like
have that
Cass was
speed
just
of
talking about it.
objective
It's not
stacking,
really
and
bad,
two
but
of
it's
the
pretty
three
bad.
required for
It's just
feats
1K
of strength.
though,
Next
at
Drake
this
in
point.
30 seconds. Yet to see that Trinity Force for the Ezreal.
Rumble
I'm
was
sure
farming
KT
the
will
bot
be
lane
trying
all
to
the
funnel as
time
much
low.
gold
Yeah,
into him
that's
as
pretty
possible
much
to get
why
him there
this was really
before the
bad.
next Drake fight, but there's a Triforce on Cuz, and on the other side, it's still mostly components apart from a Sundered Sky for Junja.
It's also, do you really want to contest this if you're CFO? Flashless on your Corki, you have that Triforce now complete onto Cuz.
I don't know, this Nami pick is so interestingly weird. They keep forcing this Nami
KT
pick.
can focus down some of your key carries, and Driver doesn't have that teleport.
Kaiwing is really good, don't get me
Tough
wrong.
question, right? Feats will also go over if you lose it, right? And
He's
losing
like a
Feats
Nami
also
OTP.
feels really rough. But I agree, KT definitely has the better positioning. They have push on bot, they have push on mid. They're there first, you know, with the vision setup. Junja is around, so
Could
CFO
be
are
worse, to be fair,
absolutely
yeah. They could have
considering
all
it, but
died. I'm not even
it's gonna
joking.
be
Like,
so
that
tough
looked like
to
a
work
quadra
your
kill
way
for
in.
somebody.
Basically no flashes on either side as well. There's 3 available in the game. Perfect, Peter, and Junja. And Hongq. As the Drake taken by Cuz. And CFO, I mean, it's spectator sport at the moment as the flash comes in with the Winter's Bite. Junja with a crescent guard, but look at the damage coming out from KT right now. They'll
Oh,
find 2
they're
Junja
all
Force
bad.
lower. CFO trying
They
to
have the
respond,
Pokemon,
but
I
Doggo and
think.
Kaiwing are forced away.
I mean, look at Rumble's location and look at Orin. Orin is actually pushing the top wave, by the way. 오른이 근데 웨이브를 넣었죠? 저게 이번 턴은 럼블이 와 있었고 Rumble was actually good for that. Do you know how Orin was good for last fight? But now it's the other way
If you're
around.
not even going to bring down the
Dokdam.
Ornn, then
Goes
how are you
out.
going to be able to actually out-team fight in a
Nami's
4v5
E
with
is
worth
really
setup,
empowering.
with worth condition
Nami
as
should
far
have
as your
Impure
summoners and
Mandate
your
soon, I
carries
think.
are concerned as well. I mean,
She
Ornn
already
is
has
not
two
even moving,
components.
right? It's never really
여기에서
gonna work out.
준지아 선수가
And we can
궁으로
see
그나마
here
버틴
again,
거긴
just
한데
goes
럼블공이
aggressive.
맛있게 들어간 건 아니죠. Rumble ult wasn't the best. But then Kaiwing and Doggo kind of stepped on the Rumble ult at the end, like, before it
They're
expired.
committing so much to him that you're never going to win the fight out afterwards.
And now you have a 4-kill Wukong that is going to be devastating in these fights. And At this stage,
Cause
you
with
kind
4
of get to snowball
kills.
a lot of these leads because when you go up towards these next few fights, that's where you can
50이
now
지금
have the
4킬이라서
advantages
괴물입니다. 괴물.
as you move forward.
우컹 몬스터.
Mandate finish now for Kaiwing. We talked about trying to rush that to get more damage out of your Corki. And from your Xin Zhao, actually, with the Taekwondo.
요 조플레이스 50 months really pushing
Three-timer
him
strike can do a lot
zero.
of work, but
Thank
right
you.
now it's such a big
Welcome
hole
back.
that CFO find
Boomer
themselves
Jofer.
in. 1.5k behind. First
Miborn
item
and
still
Miborn.
waiting for Doggo on that Corki.
I mean, Wukong is just going to be such a problem. When Wukong gets this accelerated, all of a sudden you don't really need
50
a lot of
무섭다고?
outfield to
오공
threaten the
궁만
backline
제대로
carry.
들어오면 한타
Equalizer
끝날 것
plus
같은데?
Wukong
그
is gonna be
남이라서
more than enough to mean that Doggo
몸도
and
약하고
Honky basically can't play, right? You just drop it on their head, you
콩사는
fly in,
one-shot
and they're
somebody.
gonna have to get out of there.
Especially
if not
Nami
just
has to be
outright
very
die.
careful.
Not to even mention, True Shot Barrage can come in over the
오공이
top. There's so
오공이
many
아니라
extra tools that could
킹콩이라.
be there, but they just don't even need it when Wukong's this fed.
And I think honestly, KT came into this with a very good game plan of, hey, we understand CFO
Why
like
does
to go
Femi
for
look
these
like a
aggressive plays
businesswoman?
towards side lanes in the early stages to get
Student time.
jump
Student
ahead
time
and
ready
play
for
through that, but
someone's
with
funeral
KT, they
in
came
Game
in
of
the
Course.
attack spot lane, stopped Doggo from getting the lead.
Either KT
then
or
they had
CFO
defensive
gonna
wards
be
on
going
that top
home,
side
guys.
to prevent any sort of plays towards
Those are
perfect.
part of them.
And now you're in a position with these early skirmishes working out fantastically for KT off of these early spikes we were talking about.
Absolutely, and I just feel like CFO, it's been less about the play in the skirmishes and more about the play prior to the skirmishes, right? They're skipping steps, they're not always having the proper setup. Even when they had the TP advantage, they
Yeah,
weren't
it
able
was
to utilize
HLE
it
funeral
whatsoever.
yesterday.
And when they didn't, and
Such.
they shouldn't even be trying, they're going in anyway. So it just feels like they're trying to force it, and Honky's in trouble.
Either using the Ghost TP comes out, and because of that, KT will disengage. They get the summoner out of drive, and that's all they're really looking for. Now you can see the pings going on Rifto, and it's like, okay, we can have a man advantage on the top side. Driver has to stay bot. We reset perfect down towards this bottom side, and then we can go for that Herald. Still a long time before anything on the bot side spawns. 2 minutes on the next Drake and 5 on the Archon as Kaiwing's chunked out by Docdamp. And in the end, he will just dash across that wall.
And look at the map. No one was even
I mean,
moving
Nami
towards
heals
top
are pretty
side,
nice
so
to
that's more
pitch,
minions that are going to
but-
be falling here.
And Pyramid
Now
already
Honky will get
completed
back,
by
will
Kaiwing,
TP
by
up
the
there,
way.
so they're going to be able to fix those
이거 막
waves,
포션을 안
but
사고
KT
저거 신발
really
룬을
happy
갔기
to just take
때문에
these slight advantages.
300원에다
Peter now
100원
has
이득
the
받잖아?
redemption
400원.
complete. You can see Blackfire
So he saved
Torch
up on
done there for
400 gold.
VVD.
Imperial
All
Mandate,
of
one of
these
the
major
cheapest
spikes
items in the
have
game.
now come in for KT.
And you can
They
see
are
the
incredibly
consequences
strong.
of Driver TPing
That's
for
why
the
she
sake.
already
He now
has
has
it.
to walk up. Actually looks like we're going to have Perfect moving up here as well. I wonder if they
하나
just
선수
wanna
방금
have a push
한국어로
out that bot lane
귀국했다고?
wave. CFO forcing the tempo,
오.
forcing the play means that KT want to answer without using that
안전하게
TP.
잘
Cuz
왔네요.
dashing in
다행입니다.
onto Driver. Honku and BDD fighting up towards the top side.
I love this call from CFO. Sack a wave and just get yourself in river. If KT can hold these choke points, that's where they're most scary. But same goes for CFO with the combo of this Ornn and Nami wave.
Doctom's just so strong right now, it feels like. Has double buffs once again, and he's going to be set up very well. Doggo looks like he's heading down towards bot side, so I think CFO will be potentially getting him that blue
KT가
buff.
전령까지 가져가면 구직이라고. 전령 가져가면 미드 타워가 그냥 절반 이하라서 어쨌든, I mean, the mid tower is gonna go down if you lose Herald, so I think CFO definitely needs to fight the Herald.
Needed to pull the trigger faster. Now it's Driver who's
100%.
might get caught.
A little bit, uses the Bella's Breath, gets the knock up onto the Braum. Aqua Prism coming across, Unbreakable down, Doggo Valkyrieing in, as Driver's forced to flash away, and KT with
Oh,
a TP.
Doggo's a flash away too. The ulti coming through. Oh, Doggo stuck, Doggo stuck. Absolute disaster for CFO. They really have to go back to the drawing board. This comp does not cut it, guys. Oh, Honky does get one, but gonna be going down to Perfect with the flamethrower. Perfect is
Perfect as KT once again
with the
come out
fire
on top in the
thrower.
fight.
Yeah, KT come out on top again. This
Absolute
time CFO
disaster
tried to really
from
punish
Doggo and
Peter
Kaiwing
there, but as he
there.
got bubbled,
아,
he
그냥
blows up the
브라움이
wall.
아무것도 못하게
Doggo
만드는데?
valks in,
Braum just
and they
makes it
immediately
impossible for
turn
them to play the
punish
game.
him.
I
Peter
cannot
throws down the
believe
ult,
they
that
didn't
forced
ban
out
Braum
the
this
flash,
game.
and then everyone
I
from
can't
KT
believe
just
it.
piled in on Doggo. They knew it
브라움을
was
밴을
all
안 한
about the
게
Corki in
너무
that
크다.
fight.
이거
BDD
브라움이
has a
한타
great ult
때마다
to
너무
follow it up,
띠껍거든요.
and we can
Let's
just
watch
watch
this
it one
again.
more time. He's just really wanting it a bit too much. It's
Like
not
he
the right
put the
target
passive
Honky.
onto Driver there, and then he hits a Q onto Doggo, forces him to flash the ulti, but then Doggo doesn't have anywhere to actually run away to, right? 오, 이게 그냥 한타가 불가능한데? 브라움 때문에 그냥 아예 한타가 불가능한 수준이야. And Braum just presses E, takes 0 damage, blocks everything. 그냥 E만 눌러도 브라움이 그냥 뭐 죽지 않는 신인데요? CF 조합이 브라움 상대로 E 누른 브라움 상대로 할 수 있는 게 별로 없기 때문에.
bit of a flank from BDD. The Weavers will
그냥
split the
애초에
team to
오른을
look for the
선픽했을
poke, try
때
to go in.
브라움을
Bella's
무조건
best
배내야
ops.
된다고
With
생각했는데
CFO landing a little bit more. Hongkyu though gets the whitting onto Perfect. BDD on that flank position, coming in through the bot side. The knock back with the blast cone pushes Hongkyu into the face of BDD. The Drake down to 1,000.
Oh, the security by Junji has a run. I think it's actually looking completely doomed. Driver is being left behind.
With the
Oh, nice ulti from Perfect. The perfect ulti coming in from Perfect Rumble. Absolute disaster. Double kill for Dokdam.
The ultimate cooldown was up ever so slightly faster for CFO, but as KT's tick down, CFO fall down with them.
Yeah, I mean, KT, I think just slow played that so well because they were barely missing the ultimates from Perfect and Cuz. So they didn't want to hard commit to a fight prior to that. A great smite steal from Junja does save that from being a complete disaster.
Okay, we're gonna go silent.
Doggo falls first, the turret falling low. Dokdam
Wukong lives as well.
with Doggo's assistance, but KT in the end do find the kill. TP
No
coming
way
in.
this
Driver
is
looks for a
happening.
flank position
Orin
here.
has to ulti
Doesn't have
now.
the core
Orin
of
has to
the Forge
ulti
God,
now.
but isn't gonna use it, doesn't know where they are.
There's no one
Why
home.
would you TP then if you're not
CFO
gonna
are
use
trying
it?
desperately to make these plays happen, but they just cannot.
Disaster! Disaster for CFO, disaster for Doggo, disaster for Kaimei.
But losing so much
아니
again
이거는 그냥
off the back of
뱀픽에서
this.
브라움을 밴을 안 해서 1렙부터 솔직히 코르키가 W 간 것도 브라움이라서 그런 거죠. Braum is just broken into this comp, man. You can't play the game.
Lands a great smite, but they know Perfect is about to have his equalizer back up. He had a fantastic
Still better than
pulse across
Buipo's
the entire
CP?
CFO
Oh my
team
god.
as they're retreating, and then Cuz his cycle
Peter's
is
just
coming
forming
back
an
up
island with
just
Braum, by the
about
way.
now, so they know they can continue to push forward.
피터 선수가 그냥 브라움으로 그냥 제가 서프니저라서 그런지 브라움밖에 안 보인다 진짜. 와우. Maybe because I play support, I'm just looking at this brawl and it's just impossible. Like how is CFO gonna do anything into this brawl?
Keep up that pressure. They're going to take Riptide off the back of this.
CFO's playing like ass? Yeah, CFO's playing really bad. They should just put Doggo and Draven, man. And if they should have, without Nami, maybe they could have actually won the game, like on
The
Leon or
bright side,
something.
obviously, is that Seoul isn't right around the corner. They've delayed a little bit. You can hope to maybe try to find some picks. But the downside
hating
is
on
they don't
Nami?
really have a
A
lot
little
of
bit.
ways to create explosive engages, to create
I
that
think Nami
action.
works for a
As
lot of
long as
different
Peter
comps.
is the one face-checking, you're never going to really get a winning fight if he has people behind him. It just takes
Yeah,
too much
Poppy
of
would have
their
been
damage to
amazing
actually
here.
knock down
Poppy
this
would have been
bomb.
so
You also
good
just don't
here.
have the range.
Yeah.
Even
You've got a
Bar
tidal
would have been
wave
fine.
and a Call
Bar
of
would have
Forge
been
God
great.
And an Unbreakable on the other side, which is going to eat up those very easily for KT.
I think if there is a team that won't give up, though, it is CFO.
Yeah.
We've seen it every single time that they've fallen behind. They will keep fighting. They will keep fishing for picks.
Is
So
this a
if
miracle run for
start to
KT?
get
Yeah,
lax for
I
a
think
moment,
KT
that's where CFO can try
has
and
to
find these
defeat
picks. Now,
Genji
it's not
though,
easy,
so they
but
definitely need a
this is
real
team that'll
miracle.
find them, but I think they're getting
Look at this
caught.
Braum just going in. Oh, Kaiwing's just dead.
Fisher onto two. The oysters are falling as KT collapse. Driver
No.
stunned up. Put another pearl on the necklace. KT
Goodbye.
as two more oysters fall.
And Peter just
Grilled fish for
blast-combs
dinner,
himself
guys.
in there.
Grilled
He
fish
said,
for
We
dinner.
don't have a gauge. We don't
나미가
have a
그냥
gauge.
개똥이라니까?
I've seen
저거 아무리
this
봐도
Peter
저거
is just
쓰레기죠?
flashing in on CD.
아니.
And this time doesn't have the flash, but he has got no problems at all.
Feviknight
My man
toxic
knows his
confirmed.
role. They are
I mean,
snowballing.
Nami's
He's
just
gonna
absolute
throw
trash,
himself
bro.
in your face.
You might as well
And if
play
you don't
fucking Bar
respond,
though.
you're
We're gonna
just
play
gonna get
Nami, by the way.
This was the
You
first
can go
time Peter
Imperial
got to
Mandate on
fight the
board
country,
if you
and he
need
was
Imperial
like, I'm gonna
Mandate.
do that in-game as well. That would be perfect. And it has
Oh
been
my
absolutely
gosh.
fantastic. KT, this
Absolutely
pick,
tragic.
brilliant. Peter sends himself on in.
바디였으면 갑옷 타고 도망갔잖아요.
Braum
Barwood
here?
boiled and ran
Yeah,
away from
Peter
there.
is just making action happen. Every fight is a good one for the team if you've got them behind you. He's able to force it. They get those
나미
kills.
코르키를 왜
They take
했을까? 아니 근데
Otacon,
CFO가 나미
and they
코르키
are
조합을
just pushing this
좋아하는데
advantage further and further
그것도
ahead.
상대 조합을
I agree,
봐가면서
CFO is gonna
해야지.
keep fighting it out. They're not a
브라움도 안
team to just
닫아놓고.
bleed out slowly, but it
브라움
does
상대는
feel
오른
like
나미를
this
하라고?
next fight could be the
이만
death knell.
눌러도 그냥 궁이 다
Also a
이니시
team where
수단이
one
다
game is
막히는데.
indicative of how the series will
Very
go.
true.
Right, CFO, even against AL, we saw them losing, but still
I'm
fighting
gonna
back.
go ball if
The
KT
question
wins
is, will they
Worlds.
get the
Mark my
silent? Will they
word.
be able
Okay,
to
chat.
find ways to fight back against KT, because a
Screenshot
lot
him.
of it can be defined
Yeah.
in draft for them, where the rest will come in instead of driver as well.
I mean, it was also true against FlyQuest.
Screenshot
FlyQuest
it immediately,
Soul
guys.
Point was up 3-4K in that first game against them, and they just kept fighting. And yeah, it did take a mistake
Mango
from the other
Pie,
team, but they were able to capitalize on that,
69.
pull the game back. So they have to keep looking for these plays. You're hoping for
I
a
should
hero
remember
moment.
your
Hongkyu
name.
has been the only one that's been really even close in gold, it feels like, for a long time. So maybe if he can find that dream flank, you know, if Peter goes too far ahead of the rest of the team and he can get the back line, maybe you can find some sort of an angle.
Calling
But
for K.
it feels so hard because they have no
브라움이
vision.
숨만 쉬어도 1인분 할
And,
만한
you know, when
상황을
you're looking at the map,
만들어줬다고.
like, that is terrifying. You know, when you're saying, okay, you need to
와,
find this
진짜
dream flank,
너무
you need to find this dream
답답하다.
pick. You don't know where anyone is.
CFO, you're gonna get 3-0 today if you draft like this and play like this. I think they lost in draft though, didn't they?
And Dogdown just says, okay, I'm jumping over this wall. BDD, perhaps a target for them. It has that Leandri to a little bit of health as CFO trying to get some pressure in from Driver up towards this top side. Third Drake will go over to KT. CFO just trying
The
to get
hope
every
is
bit of
KT
gold
goes
they
Super
can
Saiyan and beat
in
Genji
their
again
pockets
and go
before
back to
Baron
normal and
Sport
lose to
in 2
T1 in
minutes'
the
time.
final.
Yeah, and KT even denying that push in the top side, even
Nice
if it is
dreams.
with the Ornn, it's just making it very difficult for CFO
Nice
to do
dreams,
anything
bro.
on the map. And as you say, a minute and a half now until that Baron is up and available. That kind of feels like where KT will just get to blow the game open. You end up picking it up, you push in, and
Oh,
just able to
Doggo!
get out of there.
About to
No,
get
it
flicked
comes
back.
down. As KT look for the push in mid, Weaver's wall being used as well, and CFO just forced away from defending their own objectives, their own towers. Honku looking for the weirding, won't find too much more out of it as Peter's able to retreat. Tier 2 falls for KT.
I mean,
Yeah,
what can
small
they
little
do
advantage
to
there,
win
but
the
Doggo did
game?
get the Cyclone out. They did get Peter low. And the Ornn upgrades are starting to come through. Driver
I don't
has
even
his
know.
first ornament, so some small little things working in CFO's favor. They know they have some tempo because Braum is low and Wukong has no ult, so they're going to try to push up, see, you know, will KT overextend? Will they make a mistake that we can try to capitalize on? Of course, every shot is a long shot from this game state, but you've got to take your chances.
Yeah, and I think CFO have been the team that have done it the best, trying to get some vision down around the Baron. 45 seconds until that's up. Nothing too deep though, which might have given that opportunity for some sort of flank play.
And
but
Femi thought
KT,
CFO could
they're gonna
beat
continue this
Genji.
push. And as long as they can push these waves back, it makes it difficult now for CFO
I never thought
to
that.
contest
I never
on
thought
the vision
that.
points that KT are going to be able to establish.
We are getting towards 2 items for CFO. Trinity
In my
Force, Melamune, complete
dreams,
for Doggo.
maybe.
Honku has the Shadow Flame
Sauce?
Leandries.
Okay,
the
I need to
Sundered
check my
Sky
pick'ems.
and
I think I
the
put some
Cleaver
stupid things
for
in my pick'em.
Ginger.
I think
So
in
if
the
they
end
can
I
find the
put
backline, they will be able to
pick'ems
get
Genji
through them.
vs T1
You know,
finals.
Driver gets Tenku, and Tenku as the game goes on. It's hard to work your way
T1
through
Genji
an all,
finals
especially as
yet
an Ezreal
again.
who, although he is at 3 items,
Hold
doesn't
on.
have that huge crit chance, doesn't have a huge amount of damage as they find the pick here onto Peter. Tidal wave down. Peter's going to stand beside his teammate, but Honku puts him in his
Oh, wow,
place.
Peter just
CFO
died.
find the pick. TP
the
coming
hell?
out from Perfect. Honku
갑자기 왜
looks for a
저래?
little bit more. Cyclone from Cuz just to try and distract and
오,
dissuade.
럼블공 이상한데?
The engage from
럼블 ult is
CFO,
really
but a
bad.
great knockback onto Ginger means that Cuz goes
Okay,
on
but
rampage,
Dogdown
driving
and
out on the
BDD
street
just doing
with
tons
the
of
rest
damage
the
here.
oysters, but KT
Cuz is still
are
alive.
not letting them escape easily. Doggo!
Doggo going in! Doggo! Honku gets it as well! What is going on? 아니 이게 비벼지면 안 된다고요. 오른인데. It's Ornn. You don't wanna troll it. 차이가 많이 나긴 하는데 안타가 이렇게
This is
비벼지다니.
exactly what we were talking about. CFO finding the
Doggo just
moments.
doesn't care. He only clicks
Onto
forward. He flashes
Peter.
forward. He doubles
It
forward,
doesn't quite
bro.
get them the Baron, but it does get them some much needed gold.
It does, and I mean, Doggo taking
브라움
his
없으니
chances,
할만하네.
about
그러니까
four flashing in.
브라움이 잘리는 게
Peter
큰데?
caught over the
브라움
ball, and they
should
didn't
never
have
die
anything
like this,
whatsoever.
bro.
Ginger instantly goes in. They are able to knock down Peter, and then KT is saying, okay, but we maybe can
Without
still take it to 45.
Braum,
But look at this
I
equalizer
feel
for
like
Perfect. I
KT's
think he's
comp
expecting
just
that they will
falls
retreat
apart.
into it, but instead it really
Literally,
gets
Braum
nothing
is like the
done.
only champion that
doesn't know
stops
how to
CFO
retreat. There
from
goes
running you down.
forward.
Like,
And it works out so well because it's
Doggo's just
Doggo
him. He's a
that you
feral
keep your
dog.
eyes
Like,
on here.
actually though,
And
look at
Doggo
Doggo here.
forward. Doggo says, I'm all in as well.
와, W
Flashes
Q를
into the
피했네.
face of the
He flashed
Ezreal
forward and dodged
to
W
get the
there.
kill. And
That way he's
makes the
able to
difference
actually do
here. There
damage.
is no AD carry left to try and free fire and some
Braum the spy.
And there's some big shutdowns as well. Honky got an 800 gold
Come
shutdown. That is
on,
gonna get
Peter's
him the
been
death
playing
cap.
good. He just got caught out
Another,
one time.
ornament comes through
Happens,
as
man.
Driver gets some more experience. That's now a couple
That pink ward
upgraded
baiting was too
Ornn
much
items
from
through
CFO.
here
You put down a
for
pink ward
CFO.
over the wall,
Yes,
and then we
they are
can
still
trust to
in a
auto attack the
pretty
pink
big
ward.
hole,
Then you
but look at
get
the
his
damage
ass.
from this dynamic duo,
Boop, boop, boop,
Honku
boop,
and
boop.
Doggo, making it work for the team.
And as much as Doggo
Yeah.
has been around for a while, we've seen him at MSIs. Honku
Honku
is
does so
the
much
opposite.
damage that fight.
It is his rookie
Honku
year.
has a
He won
Rabadon's death
Rookie of
count.
the Year and Player of the
Honku
Year
선수가
over
지금
in the
라바더니,
LCK.
and
Saw him
Ornn
first
already
in
upgraded
MSI
his item, by the
challenging,
way.
And now here
Holy
for CFO
Honku.
on the international stage.
아니,
in
미드
the
차이 뭔데?
quarterfinal. He's not letting the nameplate
아니,
say
1,300원
anything to him.
차이라고?
He is
이게
playing this game
골드가
with those nameplates up.
5,500원
And
차인데?
I just love this about CFO.
Most of
I
the
mean,
gold
this
gap
is a
in the
team
jungle,
that
by the
has
way. Look at
represented
Cuz
LCP
having a
every
3,000
single
gold
one
lead
of the
into
international tournaments.
Junja. Like,
And
what
now
happened to
they are
Junja?
sitting in quarterfinals against the
Giga Chan.
LCK third seed, and it has not been easy, but they may just be starting to wake up and find their picks.
And something that Chawi, their coach, really
Nami
was
hasn't
emphasizing that he
landed one
wanted
Q
young
this
players
game.
that
What do you
weren't
mean?
afraid
Nami
to
landed
fight.
like
You
5
can't
of
give too
them
much
just
respect
from
to
the top of my
LPL
head.
LCK teams.
Like they
Allow
caught
them
out
to
Braum
dictate the game, or
because
you will
Nami
never
landed
stand
Q.
a chance. You have to make them uncomfortable. You have to get in their face and try to find these opportunities, and that's what they're going to try to do. But it's 25 seconds until a
Collect the
potential
third
slow here
item?
for KT.
I mean, what else would you build on though? They don't really have too much armor. They don't have a tank, so.
Medjai's complete on BDD with 12 stacks on it alongside
Collector's
a
like the
lightning
perfect
jewel
item
for a
here.
little bit extra penetration.
You can't really go
complete on Cuz,
IE
so he can get
right
onto that
now
backline
because you
even
have 0
easier.
crit.
You've got a Seekers for perfect. Their
You need at
ability
least
to delay
40%
a
crit for
fight
IE to
is
activate.
absolutely massive. CFO pushing through the bot side.
Oh wait,
to try and
did
get a
they
bit of
change
priority
that? I
to
think
get
they might have
into
changed
River.
that.
And that's the risk. If you end up losing a fight here, there's already waves knocking on your inhibitor. But KT, they start up the dragon.
Break begun by KT. CFO walking into fog of war, and war it shall be. Equalizer on the backline. Driver stepping forward.
There it is! The Dragon's so secure though! No way! What the hell is going on in this fight? Timing is low. They're playing front to back though. Perfect went in too early. That Rumble ulti wasn't the best. Driver does go down. Look at the damage coming through from Ezreal. Full HP. Top them running them down. BD's here too. Onky's running away.
The damage can't
Okay,
quite
wrong.
find it with that dreaded volley. CFO being shepherded down towards this bottom
No way.
side. Chunja looking for the engage.
Oh my gosh,
Doggo
there it
dives
is.
on,
They're going in.
cross the barrier, but
No,
there it is.
double goes
Put it in
down.
the
The timing goes down as well. Double kill coming
KT
through for Dogdom, and that's an ace coming through. BDD with a double kill as well. Oh my. 오른이 먼저 궁을 써서 밀어내야 되는데 오른이 궁을 쓸 수가 없다니까 브라움 때문에. Because of Braum, Orion can never ulti, and if Orion and Nami can never ulti, your team can never engage, never push through,
They were
right?
hoping that could be their fight, but now KT,
Right?
they're not actually going to push for the inhibitors. Looks like they're looking at Baron instead.
You guys understand my
It might not be the
frustration
game-ending
on
fight, but it was
CFO
definitely
not
the
banning Braum.
Mastercard priceless
Braum
moment
literally
there
has
as
to just
KT
stand there and not
secured
do
the soul.
anything.
With it, they
Braum
go
just
to
never just hold on to your E. You
9.5
don't do anything, and
when
enemy
they
team
secure
can
this
never press
Baron.
R and never
But
engage.
CFO, you are
Orion
walking
presses R, you
wounded,
E
you are
it.
limping.
Nami presses R, you
Perhaps
E
you
it.
can find
So it's
some
just
sort
really
of first
impossible.
aid to get you
The
back
fight
in
just
the
becomes
game.
really
I feel
impossible.
like
They
that
have
was
to.
the
They
last
look
fight,
like they were
you know,
hesitating.
realistic chance
CFO was
they had.
hesitating
KT
because of
just
that
set it up
reason.
so well. Look at
그래서
Brooks'
오른이
position
먼저
here.
궁을
He's
써가지고
closed
애들을
into
밀어내야
multiple
되는데
times with the
진영을
electric
갖추고
harpoon. Then
이제
Peter is
브라운
there to
궁
keep
때문에
away.
그럴 수가
They know
없어.
all they have
브라운
to do
E
is
때문에
keep
궁
Junja
그럴
out of
수가
the pit.
없어.
They secure it. It's a great equalizer to soften them
Yeah,
up.
Braum is
And
literally
even
doing
though the
nothing
early
and just
moments of
solo
the fight
carrying
are
by
pretty good here from
existing.
CFO,
That's just how it
Doggo
feels
lands a
like
great
right
big
now.
one. They have
그러니까
Peter
브라움이
and Cuz
그냥
low. BDD and
뭐
Dogdom,
엄청나게
they're full
뚝줄나게
health,
뭐
and they know
스킬을
this is
잘
where they're
사용한다
gonna
그런 것도
succeed.
아니고
It was that
그냥
early flank from Peter putting so much
챔프
stress
존재
onto
자체가
Honky
이미
and
되게
Doggo that bought the time KT needed
힘들죠.
to work through Driver, work
스포시
through that
하필
front line,
남이라고.
and then corral them into
그러니까요.
position where they can knock them down.
노틸러스 배난 건
Towers
진짜
falling
미스다.
now for
와.
KT, and it feels like that
It actually
base
cost
is
them
surely
game
gonna
one by
follow
not
soon.
banning Braum, I think.
5 players trying to
I mean, I
defend
think
this
they had a
top
chance
lane
if it was
tier
literally
3.
any other
KT with
champion
Baron for
than
the next
Braum.
2 minutes. Continue to push in. You can see Perfect's slowly guiding a wave in that mid lane. KT would have wanted these synced up because now they have to back away. Perfect's going to start to walk his way across towards this top side, then goes back to mid. Again, the wave's not quite synced as
나미를
well as
사랑하고.
KT would like them, but they do have a few moments here as CFO
아니,
trying to defend mid.
그러니까 나미를 하는 건 괜찮은데 브라움을 배나라고.
Over 4,000 gold. He's not based in
남이 픽은 괜찮아요. 그럴 수 있어.
Weaver's wall out. Tries to split the uprights and does exactly that, but CFO still able to defend again. The mid lane wave about 5 seconds away, and because
When
of that,
I saw
CFO
CFO's
clear,
4
then
picks
walk
on
back
draft, I
towards
thought they
mid.
had a
You
good
see
draft
KT
and went to
back
make
away.
tea.
Didn't have the time to
Duhan.
reset after the Chem
trolled
Soul
it.
fight, then took the Baron, then pushed in, didn't spend their gold, and now
That's
that
nice.
Baron beginning to expire. An entire Cyrildas for Docdam alongside a BF Sword.
Yeah, not a bad buy.
나미를
Four Gorillas
사랑하는
and a
건 그럴 수
BF.
있다.
Like, you're really happy with it, but also you only have a minute left on the Baron. That's
Look at
2
Dogdam
waves
level
left.
16,
Absolutely.
absolute
Still in prime
ADC gap
position
as
to
well,
win the game as
Doggo.
KT, but there were small optimizations that could have been made over that last sequence.
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, they've got a lot of the luxury items in there too, though. You can see almost 25 stacks on the Magi's. Seekers is done. You have the GA ready here for Cuz. So it does feel like they have everything, but they are running out of time on this push. We'll see. Will they try to force a dive?
사이온은 그냥
on this
뭐
next
영원히
wave? Maybe
밴
just drop
I
the
think Sion's just gonna
equalizer
be
to force them
permabound.
off the tower and crack the base.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the play. Just try and force CFO back. They don't have the Weaver's Wall quite yet to sync up with it. Maybe they want to wait for the next wave, but like that's 30 seconds and oh, here we go.
Oh no, E from Peter! Peter used E early! Oh, what a a mistake coming through, and but Kairing and Doggo instantly gets dove and dimes. No way. ADC support buys in the backline is so bad when they did catch out somebody. No. GG, I think they're gonna end it then. Not enough wave clear? Goodbye.
Blink and you'll miss it. KT jump onto the back line and they immediately turn towards the Nexus.
On cue, he's hopping around, but
Goodbye,
there's not really
CFO.
much he can do in the face of
Just kidding, it's game one.
Don't
Don't be a game one ending, guys! It's not over yet! It's not over yet! 아직 모르긴 하는데, 오, 800원!
Great start here for KT. First
Dokdam
win
just
on
smiling
the
is like,
board.
yup.
1 out of 3 down to try to make it where they've never been before, the World
Uh-oh,
Semifinals.
Doggo. He gotta go back and start cooking again. He gotta lock in that Draven again, guys. Korean Ezreal came through too hard. Korean Ezreal is too hard.
The only thing I want
Positive note for CFO, KT burned a lot of their best champions in one draft at 79. True. True, they did. They definitely did. Like Wukong, Talia, Rumble, like all of these are down. 근데 2세트부터 근데 뭔가 KT가 필살기를 많이 사용한 것 같긴 합니다. 퍼펙트 선수의 럼블 되게 다들 알죠? 굉장히 좋은 픽인데 그것도 사용됐고 커즈 선수의 50에다 BDD 탈리아?
Hero to me was Cuz, right? Because we know Junja is such a huge part of this CFO early game, and I thought they drafted a composition that A just does really well in these early skirmishes.
Let me go ahead and do predictions for game 2. Choose outcome. Game 1 winner is going to be KT. Absolute domination, TBH.
Yeah, they
Let's
had
see
some
game
early
2, by the way.
skirmishes that they were victorious in as well, and were able to snowball that really effectively. I mean, we're starting it out with some W's here for KT.
Yeah, shout out to production, by the way, doing me dirty with this one. But so far, that's a big W on this side of KT, and we know that every second
They banned
counts.
3 minutes left. Talia for BDD. Lol, drafting? Yeah.
Yet again, closing the door on CFO.
Yeah, and the big thing is that you can tell KT wants
I guess
to
they
turn
just
on
didn't
the
watch
Doggo immediately,
LCK.
right? BDD's walls were so good throughout all of this. That one kind of gets him into the fight. They eliminate Doggo, and then it still looks a little dicey around the end. A lot of blinking health bars on both teams.
Yeah, I mean, since we talk so highly about when Doggo plays aggressively and makes these huge, comeback plays, we also have to criticize him when that one, he's valking in onto a Braum and he's putting a bunch of his damage into a Braum with shield up, and then KT punish him for it. So they are even
Talia
able
is
to
by
attack some
far
of the strength,
BDD's best
that CFO
champion.
had,
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
If you make a mistake like that versus KT,
Talia, Azir,
Double
like
issue,
these are
absolutely.
BDD's
And another
favorites.
question that we had immediately coming for this team was Cuz. Cuz, he is the roller coaster. He embodies the roller coaster for KT. And so far, up and up we go.
Yeah, as Peter would say, what, KT roster going up? If you haven't seen that Peter interview, go watch it. It's amazing. I want to point out his kill participation, right? And just how good
look
his
at Collins.
Wukong was at getting
Wow.
onto key priority targets.
Look at how broken the
through
Braum
early
passive
skirmishes,
is
like
too.
you said, Kobe, into
Just
team
tag
fights
them with the
like
Q,
this.
they can't
As
live.
we run through some of these fights again. He was so instrumental
Jungle
in
Chai.
specifically
Jungle
keeping Junja out of
Look at
CFO's
Dokdam's
early
damage,
game, which is
80
just,
gap.
Again,
Oh
so
man.
important to how CFO
I mean,
likes
look
to
at the
play.
Honky's damage on Aurora
KT
though.
in game
He's
number
trying
one,
so
the
hard.
team is looking very well-rounded. Everybody
Junja
got
literally
fired
had the
on all
same
cylinders.
damage as
Imagine
Nami, by the way.
banning
Look at
3
Nami,
mid laners
6.9k.
versus BDD and
Junja,
still giving
8.4k.
one of his best champs. He had some big size.
Nami랑 딜량이 비슷한
so
신다고?
KT looking
Looking pretty good so far, taking game 1. I really want to see CFO fight back, though. We saw what Honky was capable of. Let's see what the whole team can do when they come
gap,
online
jungle
here
gap.
for game 2. We want to have a series here in this quarterfinal.
Support
so we'll
gap.
be back right after this.
It was some sketch high.
Doggo Valkyrie in as Driver's forced to flash away, and KT with a TP are gonna have a 5v5 in a second. Tidal wave out, casting that second cycle.
Yeah, there's prediction going on for game 2 if you guys want to bet your chance or channel points. You can also wait for the champion select to start and then try to see.
Trying to get in to the backline to get damage on Peter. He'll find one, but he's burnt where he stand. Roast rabbit for dinner for Perfect as KT once again come out on top in the fight.
I think today might be a 3-0. I'm kind of disappointed with game 1. I'm disappointed with the draft. I'm disappointed with the gameplay. Like, I'm just disappointed with CFO. I guess my expectations too high. KT's gonna 3-0 this tragedy.
안녕하세요, 티만의 오너입니다. 오늘 이렇게 또 8강 경기장에 왔는데
오너!
잘하고 옵니다.
You want? 오너. If Doggo gets Draven, I'm all in on CFO. At this point, you might as well. You might as well just pick the Draven. Is this Wildverse? Oh my gosh. Wildverse? Have you guys ever played it? Bro, my phone is bad. Like, my phone is not good enough to run Wild Rift. And why would I play Wild Rift if I can just get up, go to my computer and just play League of Legends? You know what I mean? I understand if you're like unable to get a PC, like Wild Rift makes sense. Yeah, if your PC is broken or you can't afford a PC or you don't have access to a PC, then Jesus, Febby, what phone you're using? I'm using like a phone from like 2018. It's like 7 years old. Monka, yeah. I don't know. I don't really use my phone for gaming. I only watch videos and use SNS, so I don't really need like a super good phone. Again, why would I go and play phone games on my phone when I can literally get up, go to my computer, and just play on the best setup ever? My PC is really nice, so. But I understand if you're like working abroad or traveling or something like that. 그러니까 이게 컴퓨터가 없거나 컴퓨터를 사용하지 못하는 분들 와이드리프트 한다? 인정하겠는데 아니 컴퓨터가 집에 있고 그냥 롤 리그 오브 레전드를 하면 되는데 굳이 와이드리프트를 할 의향이 없어요 저는. 오너 캐리어가 팝에서 그동안 말해줬는데 컨디션 회복했다고? 아 인터로 감사합니다. 땡큐! 다행입니다요! 굿뉴스. 그러니까 이게 그 다들 비 오는 날에 만리장성 올라가서 촬영해가지고 컨디션이 좋다가도 그냥 나락을 갈 수밖에 없습니다. 진짜. Feviknight speaking facts, no printers? If I'm abroad and traveling, I'm not playing mobile games. True, Numa, but like imagine you're living abroad. Away from like family and friends. So like the first like 6 months or like 1 year you're gonna be traveling and doing all the tourist stuff, but then you're gonna get tired eventually. And then you don't have a PC because like you're abroad, so you don't want to commit to a super nice setup abroad.
Every moment of your journey.
I'll buy a laptop low. Okay, but in Korea, okay, how about this example? In Korea, men go to the army, and in the army they don't have access to computers. You can't take your own computer setup to the army. So they have access to phone though. They can play phone games and use their phone. So a lot of people in the army, they end up playing Wild Rift or TFT, things like that. Right.
Got this old thing?
Yeah, I think in that situation, I think Wild Rift is amazing.
Figured you could beat it with a better deal on one of these big boys.
Nah, it doesn't work that way.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
When you go to lectures in college, uni, play Wild Rift. I'm not even joking. In university, I was sitting. I took like one of these physics classes, but I already knew all the stuff that the professor was talking about, so I didn't need to pay attention. It was like really basic stuff. My first year, I sat in the back of the classroom, and I was on my laptop playing League of Legends era. During physics, I was in the back of my computer. I was like, Harden 4K야. I aced the class. 그러니까 이게 진짜 대학 1학년 때 이미 알고 있는 내용의 그런 수업들을 들어야 되는 경우가 있거든요. 수학이나 과학이나 뭐 이런 분야 쪽에서. 이미 나는 이거 이미 아는 건데? 그러면은 바로 그냥 제일 뒤에 앉아가지고 컴퓨터 있잖아, 노트북 딱 펼친 다음에 거기서 이제 칼바람 나락을 한 판 조지는 거지. 아니 그다음 시험만 잘 보면 된다니까? 솔직히 그거 강의를 듣든 안 듣든 교수는 상관 안 합니다. 결국은 그 시험의 점수가 제일 중요하기 때문에. So like in college a lot of time they only base your grades on just like 1 or 2 exams or like one big project, something like that. So as long as you do well on that one, then it's fine. You could literally not show up to the lectures. Like a lot of professors don't even take attendance. 누가 오든 말든 강의를 그냥 진행을 하고 강의를 안 가도 막 점수가 내려가고 이런 건 아니죠. 네, 고등학교랑 이런 데랑 달라서.
Hello, Phoebe. How
has your day been? 62 months. You really appreciate a Pikachu. Really appreciate 6 and 2. Thank you. Welcome back to the Me4 family. 유학 중에 제 앞에 미국인 친구가 피파하는 걸 봤어서 뭐. 근데 항상 그런 건 아니고요, 여러분. 이미 내용을 알고 있을 때 그런다니까. I always sit in the front, guys. I never missed out on any lectures. I was a goody two-shoe nerd student. But if the class and the contents, I already know that stuff, bro. It's just a waste of time. But I don't like, you know. Yeah, I think the only class where I didn't get an A was like, at the end, like my final semester before I graduated, I was so lazy. I became so lazy. I don't even know how to explain it, because like I was like, oh my god, it's like I'm almost done with school and like. Oh my gosh, the angel thump right there. Great voice. Who here has a degree? Listening? Yeah. Why did you have to go to that class though? It's like one of those like basic credits that you have to have. It's like the intro to whatever class is. Do you understand? When you first go to college, you have to take like basic credit, like you have to take those basic classes. And yeah, I could have just enrolled to like a different class and like switch classes, but I was too late. You have 2 weeks in the start. After 2 weeks, it's like too late to switch. You could switch, but it's more complicated then. Because like in the first 2 weeks, you could just straight up walk out of class and register to the other one. I double majored physics and math. I have 2 degrees. I have a degree in mechanical engineering. Hold up, what are your jobs, guys? What are your jobs? So if you have a degree in physics and math, and like, what do you even have? I feel like
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can bring.
I'm retired now? What do you mean you're retired?
Looked at this Rumble as kind of like the pick.
Okay, let's focus on the game too.
So now that that's
what do you mean you're
away,
retired?
we're very curious to see what their new plans are going in towards that top side.
Not even uncle,
exactly. I mean,
grandpa.
So far, he's played, the Rumble, which is gone. The
Professional chef. Oh my gosh,
Manny.
Manny.
It's been, Renekton
That
and
sounds so
Rek'Sai,
cool.
right? So I do think we're probably going to get something pretty standard from him. It'll be interesting to see if he wants to kind of, go outside of that and get a bit more creative. I feel like if they wanted him to get
So they're
funky,
not
though, they would've done
promoting
Red Side,
BDD
right?
anymore.
So
They're leaving the Champions Open. 미드
Orion
밴을
is here, both
했다가
up here, so
1세트
either we're gonna
해보고
get a trade or
미드가
we're gonna
문제가
have them
아닌데 라는
potentially
생각이
getting banned
든 것
outright
같은데
here. And
they
we'll
realize
see,
BDD
that's
is
gonna
not
be
the
the
problem.
kind of key to me, because that really does dictate the first couple
They
picks.
leave
and
the
it's
Azir
gonna be
open as well.
Mbessa.
Oriana and Azir are open. It seems like they're going to be handshaking Oriana and Azir. Honkyu might take the Oriana though. I don't think Honkyu's Azir is actually that great.
Because to me, that it's like, if you don't ban Sion here,
Maybe you'll prove me
then
wrong.
CFO just went out because you just pair Ori or Azir with the Sion and you're laughing.
Yeah, because you also got the opportunity to take the Trundle though as well.
There's
So
no
what
way
I'm
they leave
kind of
Sion
curious
open,
is,
right?
Do you end up
KT가 설마
first picking
Sion 밴을 안
Trundle,
한다?
thinking,
그럼
we
말이 안
deny
되죠.
the Sion on the opposite side. We're happy to take
There
either
it is!
the Aurea,
The
the
Sion
Zir, and the
ban!
next one, but there's the Sion. So
Wait, is that Basil?
doesn't
I
really
think
matter.
that was
think
Basil
still,
just there.
Azir for me has been the more impactful
flight
one
quest.
in a lot of these situations, but we'll have to see if that's what CFO were thinking as well, and it looks like they will be.
I manage a streamer who can't follow a schedule
Azir
of his
likely
spin.
locked in
What do you
for
mean? I am
Honku.
literally turning on stream every
That's
single
what
day
wants
for
this
Worlds.
tournament. KT, you just
What do you
go
mean?
Orianna plus something from
There
the
it is,
jungle
the
that can
Azir.
engage Jarvan, something that,
오리아나
although it
아들을 둘
started
다
the
풀고
tournament really
교환을
poorly,
하는
has
겁니다. 하나씩
begun to
교환을.
win quite a
폐하에
few
쏘세요,
of these
하이.
games. I think he was on a 6-game winning spree going into the quarterfinals. So there's the Azir. KT can also leave the Orianna for
Hello, my
Orientated
favorite
pick.
streamer from
And
3
again, I
days
think
ago.
Duckdown
Hi.
trying to take something like the Kai'Sa
There
here
it
to
is. The
facilitate a lot
Orianna
of that
Jarvan
dive is gonna work out
immediately
really well
locked
for
in.
KT.
I also just really love KT making sure BDD and Cuz have the
BDD
champions,
and the
'cause so often
Cuz.
they are the drivers of this team. They are the engine room of this team, and everyone else has stepped up. But when you're looking at CFO,
저런.
you look at Honku and Junja in the sort of
Where
same
did they pick in
vein.
the
They're
jungle,
the
though?
people that need to get ahead.
지금
or
AD
CFO
정글
to have a
남아있는 게
huge amount of
트런들밖에
impact.
없죠.
So if you
전도
can get
only one,
Cuz and
but
BDD on picks that are strong, that have good early games, you know you can kind of negate some of CFO's power.
This is kind of interesting. So they are going to go for the Trundle, obviously. You can
그
do a pretty
Sante for rest.
well, against this Jarvan. So they're taking the Trundle and the Cassante here.
It feels like a Rek'Sai angle, no?
Yeah, I guess
Rek'Sai.
maybe that's kind of the anticipation. Is they're saying
Rek'Sai.
you're going to Rek'Sai and Trundle's going to get value because you are kind of having an HP stacker on the top side.
I think it also pinches what KT
Perfect
can do here, 'cause
Renekton,
ideally you
guys.
would like to go for some sort of AD carry
Perfect
like
loss for
Kai'Sa,
Renekton.
right? But with Ezreal, Corki, now you're going to see probably things like the Caitlyn and the Kai'Sa band, maybe even something like the Xayah. It just means that then you don't really have that safe backline at the moment. That could open up for things
Never
like the
said it
Cassante to
was
get a
you,
lot of value.
Froth.
Trundle
Downer,
to
you
get a value,
manage more
even
than
the
one
Azir
person.
to get a lot of value. So
It's a
I think
mage.
that's where CFO are looking at.
Portal
going,
ban!
let's see
Portal
how
ban!
it's gonna look like with these bands.
Yeah, I do feel
Portal
like when you're banning out
ban!
the Bard, you are saying, hey, I want to play like a low mobility AD carry, over on this side. Ori's also
Kaiwing
something
is a
can be
Bard
quite
player, by the
susceptible
way.
to that
Kaiwing
Bard,
선수가
so,
바드를
are trying to protect some of these carries.
메타
Nico will
피기
remain
전부터
on the bans
한 번씩
in the
해왔기
second
때문에
round.
숙련도가 굉장히 높고요.
Doggo's Draven, which I do think makes sense. To
Bard
me,
and
the
Azir, I
Draven
think
were
the
two
most
picks
banned
that
champions
really
in the
have stood out
tournament.
for him so far here
I
at
think it's
Worlds.
definitely not
So they are
Bard
going to try to eliminate
because
his carry threat
of
a little bit.
And Nico taken away by CFO, so they're trying to get rid of some of those big
I'm thinking, it has to be Yunara. Yunara's permabanned every single game right now. Kiana or Yunara, one or the other.
I think you've got options to try and play in towards the Nico without her having like that full big threat. But obviously just nervous about it. There's the Varus gone as well. So Kai'Sa's still up and available.
Ziggs for CFO? I don't know. Ziggs sounds really bad.
KT side.
Also, honestly, like you saw what Peter
Ziggs
could
into
do
Orianna
on
Jarvan
a
feels
Braum
really bad,
as an
isn't
engaged
it?
champion. Getting rid of something that engages a lot easier.
Draven
makes a lot of sense to
permaban.
me.
I actually
Sion
like this a
ban.
lot, just going Sivir here, because I feel like if you go Kai'Sa for
시비를
Dogtown,
하려면
then
드레이븐
you really
배나는 게
open up a
맞긴
ton
해,
of value for
근데.
picks like Renata and some of these kind of like
드레이븐이 그냥
disengaged
시비를
options
대가리에
that can be
뽀개놓거든요.
really, really strong. You can kind of
Vayne?
just play
Please.
to focus on the solo lanes here as Cuz.
Aphelios?
With both Renekton
Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
Ori. And
Do
if
it,
they
do
go
the Caitlyn.
Aphelios, like we could just
Caitlyn.
get Aphelios Lulu and they could go kind of like a full scaling type thing if they want.
Aphelios into
But of
Dark
course, you
sounds
can just do
really
a standard
annoying though.
engage pairing alongside
아펠이
it
근데
as
저 조합
well.
상대로
It is
괜찮나?
Doggo's most played champion, and the
Kai'Sa
champion
sounds
made his
better.
name on in Beyond Gaming, but it's actually going to be the Kai'Sa that he swaps over to at the last second.
Doggo, what are you cooking? Doggo, what are you cooking? The Kai'Sa pick into that? Oh my.
You get some of that plasma stacks, and then you can
You need like an
People
engage
always like to
here.
talk about this matchup.
Rakan,
as
there it
Kai'Sa
is.
can beat the Sivir on
You
the
need
1v1,
something.
but I always kind of feel like Sivir just negates the matchup by just pushing in and
She
just
never takes the
scaling.
fight.
Exactly. So that's kind of my issue with it.
Bevy, what
And
are
now
some
when I look
few
at this, I
ADCs
see a
that go
lot of
really
value
well
for
with
the kind of
Bard?
picks that I was talking about
Jhin,
over on the
Caitlyn,
KT side, right?
Ezreal.
Like, I feel like Renata and Disengage would go super hard. And you already have
Those
good
three are
engage.
really
Lulu
good.
also sick here.
Lulu,
Honestly,
Renata,
Lulu,
any of
Sivir,
that.
really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of the Kai'Sa because when you try to reposition as well in this sort of situation, you're repositioning into something like the Renekton or into the Jarvan. and
카이사
you need
11을
a
상대로
shield
라인전
break
되게
as well.
유연하지
The
않나?
Renekton means I don't think you're gonna
캐서분들도
get a
딱 그
huge
얘기를
amount of
하고
value
있네요
from the
지금.
killer instinct on the
그래서
Kai'Sa. I would
그
have probably preferred a bit more of a
시비르가 라인을 그냥
than this
밀어넣고
Kai'Sa, but nonetheless actually going to be the pick in the end.
항상
Yeah, I mean,
주도권을
it's
쥐고
just
있기
kind of more
때문에
standard. That is kind of the LCK style.
and the range is actually kind of similar. Kai'Sa and Sivir both have pretty short range.
This does give them
And Kai'Sa
so
just,
much
like,
engage, so much scaling.
gets
It
pushed
feels
in the
like
whole
KT
time, so
have
feels
drafted
really
pretty much
bad,
4
doesn't it?
5v5. They have a ton of wave clear in their solo lanes. They have a lot of options suggestions on where
Kai'Sa's
to go.
win rate
Kai'Sa
is
can
really
attack
bad,
any lane,
by
it
the
does
way.
feel like.
No, don't know.
Over on the other side for
Kai'Sa
CFO,
win
you do
rate,
have some
very
great
bad.
scaling here with the Azir, but I'm worried about how they're going to be able to actually
think
play out these
CFO has like
5v5s.
no
If you
engage
don't have a perfect
again.
engage, I do think it gets very, very difficult for
CFO
Doggo to
조합이
have a
너무
lot of
어려운데?
value
CFO's
while
comp is
he is
so
kinda
hard,
getting
like
zoned out.
Hongkyu
Whereas on
has
the
to
other side,
1v9
Zero
this
just needs to
game
hit
for him.
anyone and kinda just ricochet
But there's
through
like so
the
many
team.
ways for
And also you
KT to
have
win a fight and
relatively
initiate a
short-range
fight.
composition apart
I
from
feel
the
like.
Azir, so the Orianna value for the shockwaves kind of at an all-time high. So I really do like
KT
what
2-0.
KT for here. And it is going to be looking at
아니 근데
what can
조합부터
CFO do
아까부터
to
너무
disrupt it,
아쉬운
particularly in
부분이
this early
많은데?
game where they struggled in game 1 to find any sort of answer.
We've already seen a 3,000 elo shockwave from BDD at this tournament against MKOI on the first day, where they were about 4k behind and he turned it on its head.
홍큐 해줘.
KT then
홍큐
going
선수가 이제
undefeated
해줘야
so
될 듯.
far through all 5 games they've played. 5 in a row.
Okay, Doggo,
Alright,
lock
have to win
in,
more
lock
finals
in,
quick.
bro.
More than that.
Okay. You passed.
이거 깜빡이
You passed.
떴다.
It's
Game
13,
1.
right?
At
It is
least
lock in for game
6.
2.
Yeah, 13
At
in
least
a row.
6, I'm with you.
We'll see if they can do it as we get our way onto the stage for game 2.
2-0 into reverse
It
sweep.
would be
No,
really
they gotta
interesting
win
for
here, I
KT to
think.
go. Let's see.
Junjia's in
Quickly, as Dustin
danger.
noted. For KT to
Look
go
at that.
3-0
They're
versus
raiding
Genji.
it.
0-3, 0-3, 13-0. That's just what a great end. to
Trundle
your
Pillar
year.
choke point as your pokes
Is
through
that
it.
not who KT
Yep.
are as a bean? as a
Trundle
whole?
Pillar is actually
The
really
roller
broken if
coaster at
used
some
correctly.
point can't keep ratcheting up.
We saw it again
There
and
has
again,
to
even
be a drop.
yesterday.
It depends how you want
Guys
the roller
remember
coaster
that.
to end.
In heaven.
In
the
outer
destined
space.
paradise.
Just gonna
Okay.
launch
Peanut with the
off,
trundle,
you know?
like pillar topside.
Then there's no gravity. Then the roller coaster can do whatever it wants.
Oh, great hook from Pete as he finds Junja, forces him to flash away. And that negates a lot of what Junja wants to do in the early game. This Trundle really relies on getting into the enemy's face.
아니,
Against the Jarvan,
how
he can
the
do
hook
that 'cause
was
he farms so
here.
much faster.
Trundle's
Also, just
here.
counter-ganking
The
is
hook
so
is here.
effective when
And somehow the
Jarvan
hook
uses
like
that EQ in, then you can try and
adjusted
turn around
itself
the
to
Trundle, but
connect.
You're going to be able to get value as that as cuz and have a flash to try and escape. So
아니
it does
그랩이
open into the enemy's face.
트런들은
Against Jarvan,
여기고
he can
그랩이
do that 'cause he
여기였는데
farms so
이게
much faster.
이렇게
And also just counter-ganking is so effective when the Jarvan uses that EQ in.
준지아가
then you can try
전멸을
and turn around
줬다.
the Trundle, but you're going to be able to get value as that as cuz and have
He
a flash to
curved
try and
it, yeah.
escape. So it
Curved
does
ball.
open up cuz at least for the next
Yeah, they're
5
swapping
minutes
it
to try
away
and
because
make some
Kai'Sa
early
isn't
plays.
comfortable. Is
But
that what it is?
realistically, we have seen junglers just going for these full clears consistently. So how much KT are going to be able to find success in the lanes in the early stages? Still
Why
waits
stun
to
in the
see.
bush when
And
you
you
already
gotta
got
keep
2
your
warnings
eyes
by
up towards
Jarvan?
that top lane.
Just ward
It
and
is
leave.
going to be a lane swap up here. It is going to be Doggo
I
moving
mean,
up towards
it's like
that
hindsight
top side to take
2025,
the 1v1
bro.
against this Renekton. So it will be rest on the Cassante, taking the 2v2 down on the bot side with Kaiwing.
He didn't know there was
The
an
question
Anonymous
is just kind
there
of how
until
much
it's
of the
too
CS
late.
Can they get? Can they keep their health
You'll
high
support though.
to really be able to get as much of this farm as possible?
Also just get as much
Yo, no,
experience
really
as
appreciate the
possible onto
sulfur.
that
Will come to the
Cassante.
Meeple
Not
family.
very
Wingo.
easy to
On the
force
Wingo.
him away in
Hard.
the early game as Hongkyu and BDG
Thank you.
just trading here in the mid lane. Perfect. He should be okay on the next, and you've got
Is
the
this gonna be a
Trundle to heal
Cassante
yourself up
or
a
a
little bit. You've got the slice and
Keen
dice hits level 2.
I mean-
There's always the threat of a slice ruthless predator Jarvan gank.
Yeah, there really is, and I do think, oh, BDD in trouble.
Oh,
Hello to Hongkyu
rest.
here. Just walk around the corner. Can't be sure where Cuz is right now as Hongkyu.
Did I say
You have to
rest?
be
I
that
meant
little bit more
Hongkyu.
cautious, especially with Peter walking his way up.
He's on the way. Can Hongkyu avoid this? Peter will.
Peter, Lukey.
Peter's just gonna look for the flash hook.
Oh, wait,
Peter!
He's gonna get beat up. The W. Lethal tempo
The
prompt.
North and the Azir.
Oh my
Nice
gosh.
roam from
Oh, he
Peter.
uses the heal for him as well. Now BDD.
Support gap. Oh, support gap.
That's really well done from KT. Hongkyu perhaps a
Whoa,
little greedy staying
support
They
gap.
thought they'd be able to make the play
Support
with
time,
Kaiwing
support
matching
time.
the roam, but a little bit
Kai
too
Wing's
late.
flash heal was so
And
late,
BDD
bro.
with the first blood.
Kaiwing should have flash healed earlier.
Yeah, I want to see, did Kaiwing's heal actually hit on Hongkyu?
No, it didn't.
Or was it just a little
don't
bit
think
too
so.
late?
It
didn't
too late.
I
hit.
thought
It
was too
didn't
late
hit.
watching it live there, which is definitely tough. Peter already having a big
It did
impact,
not
forcing out
hit.
the flash on the Trundle very early. And now Kaiwing trying to do what he can, hold this
Jungle
wave.
and support,
so
yeah. I mean, like,
Hongkyu can
Kaiwing
not get
literally had to
too
flash
far
heal like
behind.
0.5 seconds
Flash
earlier.
Flag and drag from Cuz just wide. A hook
Oh,
lands
that
onto a
minion
minion.
saved him. He didn't have his E
Unable
there,
to
I think.
Find his connection
He probably
there.
used it trying
And Hongkyu
to
held onto his TP
get back to lane.
because Kaiwing was freezing the wave. He didn't actually have to TP back, so that is nice for him. But look over on the other side. It's upgraded tier 2 boots. Hongkyu just got a dagger and no pots. So even just that little bit of damage is that much closer to sending him back to base once again. This pressure
but
that
he
Peter
doesn't
put
have-
on is so effective.
He does have
Rest with
TP
Wei
though.
pushing away from him, getting forced out of this bot lane. A couple of minions will die to the tower, but KT should be able to catch them. Pillar down, slice away from perfect. easy enough escape for the Croc.
It was always going to be a tough work to try and make that happen on the top side. So either way, though, as you say, KT in a great spot. Now rest.
Got the path maker, should be able to get his way out.
Look at that bot wave,
this
it's
is the
so
game
tragic
we
by the
got,
way.
that we really begin to see BDD living up to that idol status he talked about in the teaser for the video.
I mean, that's tough. You know, thankfully, like I said, he was able to hold on to TP because Kaiwing froze, so he's going to go back, but his buy is going to be terrible.
BDD's
right? Like, maybe he's
unleashed,
just
look
gonna
at
get
that,
a refillable
35
on a ward or
CS
something.
now.
I don't think he's going to have
미드
too
라인전
much gold.
끝났는데?
So he's going to be able to upgrade the dagger, but does he even have potions on top? Is he really going back with no potions again? Yeah. Okay.
How is this Kaiwing's fault? Bro, what do you mean he has to back? He fucking backs, he has no gold. What the hell? And BDD was really low too. There's no reason to back in that
The wave is so
situation.
far away as well. Even
That
the
is
shield
Kaiwing's
from
fault for
is
moving up
isn't
lane,
gonna be
bro.
enough, and a wave will crash in. BDD on his way back out.
Like he's laning with the Cassante, you don't even have to stay bot lane. The moment you hit level 2, you just roll mid, you don't even need level 3.
And right now,
He's just
KT
late as
early
hell.
game, this
That's a
series
fact.
actually has really leveled up from where
Like
it's
what are you
been
gonna
so
do with the
far.
Cassante?
Peter,
Cassante
crashing onto
Rakan? You're
rest.
not gonna
Look at the
solo
auto
kill
attack here.
Sivir.
We'll get the dredge line
There's
in.
nothing to do bot
As
side.
the pathmaker out
You're
from
supposed to
rest
leave
again
bot
gets
lane
into
after
safety.
level
Really
2
nice
like how
buffer
Peter
there. You
did.
buffer the auto and then you
He's
dredge
late
line
as
in the
hell
middle
for
of it to
that.
cancel the animation.
But you're just going to continue to get this
And they were
wave
fading and
frozen
fighting
on
in
you,
the
so
mid lane
Red's
for
gonna
like
have to
10
reset, and I
minutes.
think at
Like
this
they were
stage,
fighting for such a
CFO
long
have to
time.
accept they're going to match towards standard lanes if they hope to have a chance, because this Croc in the top side has frozen the wave, now gets the TP back in, and KT again dominating through this lane phase.
Exactly. I mean, it's
look at these waves all across the map. They're just atrocious for CFO. Bot lane wave and top wave as well.
Right now
Look at that
early
wave.
pressure,
Look
so
at the
it's
top wave.
triple
It's
losing
absolute
lanes
disaster
for
for CFO. 웨이브가
Not
그냥 다 망했습니다.
what I like for
And look at
CFO
Peter,
right
he's
now.
gonna be
KT
holding this
off to a
wave
strong
too.
early start
Holy
here in game
moly.
2.
And it's a bit of the flash
Bleeding
freeze as well,
gold
because Ginger,
everywhere for
having burnt that
CFO.
flash earlier,
Not
means
just
that
gold,
he's not
but
really
XP as
able
well.
to get involved in the lanes
XP.
for fear that Cuz ends up matching. So across the board,
KT's playing
again,
fantastic,
KT
yes.
doing so well off that early pressure.
I mean,
and
everybody
then he
was
starts to look
calling
at,
them
Dragon's
fraud
up and
T,
available.
but
He
they're not
starts to
fraud
look at the
Ts.
rotations.
Good
Oh.
hook onto Doggo.
Oh,
Grand entrance coming
look
out
at
from
that.
Battle Dance for a little bit of shielding. It's if you
Not
want to
too
get
bad
the
from
drop
Peter.
on your opponents like Peter just got the drop on
Peter
CFO,
popping off
remember,
today.
log into your Riot account on LoLesports.com and watch Worlds live to an exclusive World
Is
Keynote
KT gonna do the unthinkable and beat CFO and Gen G?
Cuz looking to style on CFO on this bottom side here, already
I
forcing
mean-
CFO back. TP coming through from Peter to make sure he can get down here. And I think they just go for the Dragon. They've got the push in that bottom lane. BDD in a great spot in mid. They don't need much more.
Yeah, I mean,
CF는 점점 실력이 우아양이라고 뭔가 간파를 당한 느낌이긴 하죠 뱀픽에서. I feel like in draft, like the people have figured out CFO's draft. I feel like.
Approach for the Trundle. I mean, Peter's already in
Telecom
position to
Wars
try
in
to
the
jump on
finals,
it.
T1 vs
Just hit 6
KT.
as well. Dredge line in from Peter. Ginger
Ginger's
here looks
level
to see if he can
5.
find a pillar,
You
but
can't really
you don't really
enter.
want to take this fight. You're at a disadvantage in terms of ultimates, and KT will just secure their first Drake again, around that 7-minute mark. It's really early from there.
And that's what I was going to say is you're
Trundle's kind of invisible this game. Yeah, Jinjia has been kind of getting gapped this whole series so far.
CFO able to back away, hoping that they can find those fights later on. And you do have things like the Azir and the Cassante, which will scale very well into the game. But at the moment, they just don't have ways to break this control KT have.
I think Peter has just played an excellent game, right? He's starting right from the level 1. Even his positioning here around that dragon, playing in the banana brush, not allowing Junja to ever find an opportunity to contest here realistically, and just going to continue playing towards his strength. He knows you're going to win the 2v2s with BDD, so just keep moving here, keep enabling BDD to play from this position of power. Look at Honkyu, he's just, every time he steps forward, it's command attack, it's dissonance, it's just
20
chunk
assist
after
lead
chunk
in the
after
mid
chunk
lane,
onto
bro.
Honkyu
미드
that is
20개
making his
차
life
있었어요.
miserable.
I think Peter's just had a really good series so far, really good world so far. You could see signs of it when he was on Nongshim, like there were signs of what he could become, but here on KT really has leveled up. Now in his first international, his first worlds, we're seeing exactly what this guy can do.
And what a lovable player he is. I mean, this is his first time, flying. If you haven't watched some of his interviews, do yourself a favor, go watch some. He is just a treat.
Oh no, Junja's in danger! Walking on! Oh, absolutely destroyed again. Reminds me of the Junja from last game. 전판 신짜오랑 똑같아요. 이게 그냥 먼저 잘리고 한타가 끝나는 느낌.
Doggo's moving across, but actually looks like KT are happy enough just taking the 2. They'll let this scrub reset. Cuz can just wait around. It's like, okay, Mite's going to come back
Peter
up in a
is
couple of
just
seconds' time.
insane
KT
on
will
this
get the
Nautilus,
third.
bro. No wonder they banned them out. Last game, they banned out the Nautilus, and I was like, why are you not banning Braum? Why are you banning Nautilus? And now we know
chance to have an impact
Peter
in
must
this
be
game.
1v9ing
He's
on
been
this Nautilus
completely
pick
shut down
in
by
scrims.
KT.
I mean, it's just a
스크림에서
great
노틸러스를
start
얼마나
again to the fight here from
급급했으면은
KT.
그러니까 1세트에서는
CFO
노틸 밴이
kind of
아니라
tried to do
진짜
this
브라운
late
밴이
contest,
나왔어야
similar to what they had
됐는데
in the
브라움이
first game, where
풀리는 불상사가
even when you have the
생겼잖아요.
advantage, they're not
근데
actually
지금
utilizing
두 번째
it because Junja
두
goes
번째
so
세트
early.
보니까
By the time Doggo is moving up,
피터 선수가 노틸러스로 스크림을 막 그냥 찢어놨나 보네. 지금 보니까. Like he must have just 1v9 destroyed every single team with Nautilus or something. It's crazy, bro.
With triple grubs.
Oh,
overall,
Doggo
KT
missed the
really
cannon.
really
Goodbye, Mr. Doggo.
isolating the strengths of CFO and making them into weaknesses. Like Junja on
Oh,
this
seven.
bundle is behind on farm to a job.
3대 0일 것 같아요, 오늘
Too
진짜.
commonly see in the early game.
I think
They
it's a
haven't been able to
3-0,
find pressure
guys.
in the lanes. The early lane swap from KT really solid as they were able to make
Really
sure
tragic because they're also banning like Kai Wing's bars and like Doggo's Draven. They're just target banning like Zion as well. Like they're, I feel like teams have figured out how to draft and how to play into CFO now.
You need to make some sort of a move, but I don't see a world in
CFO가
which perfect dies here.
좀 뭔가 약점이 있는 그러니까 강점을 차단하고 약점을 공략하는 그런 느낌.
The pillar, in fact, he's not playing the Jarvan. He does get the
Peter
pillar down with
Parker.
the slice and dice out from Perfect. Now has the Dominus in 1 second's time, and CFO won't look for a further
기적의
shot.
I was
가능성?
going to say, there's a very slim window that they were looking to play on, and now
기적은
Perfect
있죠?
is going to be
아,
completely
이제
fine.
아지르가
Reset,
잘해줘야 된다는 거.
are going to be able to open
아지르가
up back
해줘야
on that
된다.
top side, and you're not getting any sort of advantages through this. KT continue to move their Jarvan up towards this top side. They can now
카이사가
look
라인 싸움을
support
탑으로 한
Perfect
거
as he shows
치고는
this out.
근데
It's just great stuff.
원딜이 막
you know
CS
that
차이가
Trundle's up on the top
그러니까
side.
레벨
It's
차이가
just a
나는 게 아닌 게
vision that they're
바텀
getting,
웨이브랑 탑
down in
웨이브가
this
계속 안 좋은
bottom side
상태에서
area.
서브를 했기
There's
때문에
so many
the
wards
bottom
that's
top
actually
waves are
placing
so
in the
bad
enemy
every time.
jungle here.
So as you see from the
They have
levels,
all the info,
Sivir is
right? You knew
actually
that Jungle was
ahead
up
in
on the top
levels
side.
to
You go to
Kaisa,
the bot side, you
despite
place all
Kaisa
these
getting
wards,
solo
you pull
XP
river
top
control
side
as well.
because the wave was so
And when
badly
you're
frozen in the
behind, you're
bottom
saying, Jungler,
side.
please save
So
me, bail me
they
out,
burned
get
a lot
kill,
of
but
CS.
they know where he is.
That's
They
why
got
they're just
matchbacks.
bleeding golden XP in
Really
all
nicely played
lanes.
from
That's
KT
what
in
it
this early
is.
game. For CFO, you do
그러니까
still
전
scale,
라인이
you've
다
got
지금
the Z, you
경험치가
have a Rakan there for the engage, you've
다
got Subjugate
부족해요.
if anyone gets too
웨이브도
tanky
다
later on.
부족하지만 당연히.
There's the Emperor's Divide onto BDD who'll flash after the pillar.
Oh, nicely played
That is
Honkyuu.
a summoner down for the KT
Good
mid.
gang from
And
Junja
something that could be
finally.
exploitable.
Positive play
45
from
seconds
Junja.
until the
No way.
Dragon. You could end up looking for him, especially with someone like Kai Wing.
Guys, I
But
feel
they
kind of
go
sick.
away.
Depth charge. They get the knock up. The quickness comes out, but it's not
Oh my
in time. Peter claims the
gosh,
kill
good
for
try,
the
Kai
captain
Wing.
Hawk
That wasn't really
because
Kai Wing's
he's
fault.
sending Honkyuu to
That was just
Neverland.
really
he's
well played by
always there
Peter.
first. Kai
That
Wing
was
got
just
a
crazy
little
from
bit too
Nautilus.
late to
It's not
save his
really
mid laner,
like
and
I don't
it's
even know.
Peter that are
Honkyuu
making
and
things
Kai Wing tried their
happen for
best.
KT.
I agree. I mean,
저거는
he's just
그냥
being
카이밍
so
선수가
proactive here,
늦거나
and
그런 건
now
아니었어,
you knock the
저거는.
mid laner down. Kai
그냥
Wing's been
노티러스가
dissolved
존나
because behind
잘했어요.
Doggo.
Oh, Doggo, is your bark worse than your bite? It seems like it flashes away.
Oh, look at that! Look at the
With the TP coming up, Doggo able to
So we can just go
survive.
home and I think Honkyuu just
KT,
lanes
I mean,
now.
they back away. No one goes below half
그러면은
HP.
그냥 라인 수업을
They
하면
get the
됩니다.
flash and that killer instinct
바텀
out.
온
I
김에
mean, it's
그냥
smooth moves from Doggo to survive in the 1v3,
아지르가
but at the
바텀
end
웨이브
of the day, as you
먹고
say, that's
카이사
teleport,
집
that's
갔다가 미드
flash,
가면
that's
되는
ult,
거라.
and
이러면
your
승리가
defensive
최소화되긴
highlight is
하죠.
just staying alive while KT is going to start
텔포
the dragon and
아니었으면
say,
어차피
good
다시
luck fighting us
다이브에서
now.
카이사
Your
죽었을
AD has
거니까.
nothing.
And
텔포를
played in
바텀에
mid
타주는
lane
게
because
많고.
you had to shift the Azir down to that bottom side, which means
I just
BDD
don't get the
is
Kaisa
opening up
pick.
this game even
Yeah, I
further
feel like
in
it's
his
not really a
favor
dive
with that
comp. The
first
Kaisa
item
pick doesn't
already
really do much.
completed. It
They
is
needed something stronger in the
still
bot lane.
KT winning.
And it's feet.
They
12 minutes in.
They were holding up Philips. I feel like Philips is not that good into the comp.
You've already got the upgraded boots coming out, the Ionian cooldown boots.
I guess they wanted Kaisa for the mobility
They're going to set
later
up
on.
around this red buff. Do
Into
CFO
Do it,
know?
Junja.
No.
Oh,
Junja.
Junja.
Kai Wing, your jungle's
Starts up
about
the
to die.
red, there's the hook and Junja.
I don't
In
think
the
Rakan
jungle,
is
sent
Rakan
to an
being
early
next to
grave,
him
and
wouldn't have
fourth
saved him
for
either.
KT, they ruled the rift.
I mean, this is just the vision playing off of that. They have been
Oh
controlling
my gosh, I'm getting
this
PTSD
jungle
from solo
so
queue.
incredibly
I
well.
always died in
And
a
now
bush.
that
They
have
always
the
had
lead,
in a
they're
bush,
just
wait for the
snowballing
bird to
out
walk
of
up and then
control.
They've got
to my
a charge here.
Exactly,
the
he's
border.
just going to go right down. He's going to get
stop the
stopped. You just flag it.
Flag comes out. Peter will have another hook. He's just standing there. He's like, what are you going to do, Honkyuu? Depth charge down. They'll look for the engage. A Cataclysm alongside BDD enough. It's a shellacking for KT. They're shucking these these oysters
Support
everywhere
time.
on the map.
I mean,
Look
it's
at the
picture
record.
perfect, but
0,
it's an
0,
ugly
0.
picture if you're a CFO
Look at
fan,
Peter.
because KT are making game 2.
Peter
look
Parker,
like an
look at Peter Parker,
absolute breeze, and it's
104,
all been
100% KP,
around. This
literally
play with
going in
BDD,
every single bush, getting
constantly
control
going
on the
towards
whole
mid
map,
lane,
by the way.
getting involved with
와
him,
진짜 어저께
unlocking
진짜
their
제가
player here to
상대했던
move around
서포트
the map
중에서
to really get
딱 저렇게
control.
플레이했던 서폿이
BDD has
있었거든요.
been such a star for this team all year long.
그냥 전라인 맵에 그냥 막 모든 부시 안에 있고 뭔지 알지? 막 부시에서 대기하다가 죽여버리고 우리 정글. 와, 저 노틸러스가 아니라 그냥 무슨 템포를 하든 저 맵에서 움직임은 말이 안 되는 것 같아요. Support gap, bro. It's so suffocating playing to supports like this. Because you can't go into any bush now. 모든 부시에 노틸러스가 있는 거고, 모든 부시에서 대기를 하고 있는 거고, 모든 부시는 와드가 되어 있는 거고.
Exactly. I mean, when you're playing against a team like this that has that much wave clear, that much
It's just
pressure,
so uncomfortable to
and
play
you're
the game
behind,
now.
You have to overload one side to try to make a play, but you're always going to pay for it, right? Because Sivir is just infinitely one-shotting the waves with Essence Reaver. BDD is going to one-shot any waves that come his way, and they have triple grubs. So you lose so much tower damage every single time.
No one can
you
match
have one of these
Orianna,
failed
yeah.
plays. And I mean, they did get the flash out
148
perfect.
CS, like
but
10 kills per minute right now.
But it's so well orchestrated by KT. It's knock
Dokdam
out
is just
Junja,
untouched,
like,
and he's
kicking
never
out
going to
one
be
of the
touched
legs,
this game.
then go
In-game,
for
of
the lanes
course.
because Junja's then behind.
Like,
and it makes
what
it
the
so
hell? The
difficult
Sivir
for
just
CFO to
permanently
actually
standing in the
answer
front,
for any of these plays
pushing
because they
waves,
are always
deleting
at a
waves, and
disadvantage.
getting auto-attacking mid-tower. Nobody can touch her. Who can actually get onto her? Nobody. There's no vision, they don't know who's there. Sivir has all sums at all points in the game. Like, Sivir has never flashed this whole game. There was absolutely no danger. 그 원딜을 저렇게 혼자서 웨이브를 먼저 그냥 다 지운 다음에 타워까지 때리고 있다 혼자서 그냥 겁나 불리한 겁니다. 겁나 불리합니다. 게임 불가능 수준인데? 왜 저러면은 그냥 원딜 죽여버려야 되는데 아예 그런 게 안 나오죠. 지금 조합을 봐봐. 아즈르가 퍼올려야 되는데 지금 상대 11위가 이번 판 플래시를 쓴 적이 있나요? 없습니다. CFO QUARTERFINALS confirmed? Yeah, actually though. I feel like literally them playing so many games like revealed all their problems. But KT actually only played 3 games.
You know it is going to be an uphill battle to say the
KT
very
played
least.
3 games.
And you already highlighted the wave clear. It's
And
Rift
that's it.
Herald now as well. So
I
you're
guess
already losing on the map. Now you don't
the more games you play, the more chances teams have to. Okay, maybe Perfect actually has to. Yeah, he's dead. Shutdown going over to Dolo is actually exactly what they need. Kai'Sa needs to get over the kills and try to evolve her skills.
Imperfect. Not going to be able to get away with that one. We'll see what they can get off the back of it here. Heading down towards this bot side, seeing if they can make a play or at the very least control some vision. They have to have all of the kind of vision past that line of scrimmage, in the mid lane and through that
Everyone
river.
said that
There's
3-0
no more
team was
vision
too much
in their
risk.
jungle. They really are hoping to not give up a super early soul point.
You're right.
When you're this kind of a dive comp,
It's like the narrative changes every single time,
but
according to the
want to be
result.
getting over a mountain soul.
They did get the pick, but Junja went to do his Krugs,
Hold
and
up.
you don't really get that
Cut.
push in mid because both Hongq and Kaiwing went to try and set up that vision on the bottom side. So now it's
Gotta go help your buddy in the bot
answer
side.
back because of that recess.
It's the same setup again.
Is Hongq dead?
Rest is on his way across on the hunt, popped by Dokdam as they look for the chase. Depth charge onto Hongq, Emperor's Divide, dodged by the Cataclysm. Hongq, not
my
in the
gosh,
redemption.
absolute
In time,
destruction.
CFO lose
We
their
saw that
mid lane
earlier
and
yesterday
now might lose the rest
too.
as they get chased down by
어저께 그
KT.
캐년 선수가
Junja on the
했었죠,
flank of 4v4
그거를.
begins to erupt. It's perfect. Not TPing
Oh, look
down
at the
yet.
redemption,
from
putting them to
KT
full
will
HP
stop them
now.
up. And in the end, they just back away.
와,
CFO
아즈르 궁을 자르반이 궁으로 씹어요. Jarvan hops over the 0 ult if you time it correctly. So you just wait your R. If you're playing Jarvan, wait for them to actually use it as your ulti, and
I
then
mean,
just
that was
R.
beautiful from Cuz.
Just
Walks
beautiful,
in,
by the way.
and he's basically daring you to dash away, right? He's holding the Cataclysm, he's holding the Flag and Drag. He's
Wow,
ready
the
to
hell,
punish at a
bro.
moment's notice. Perfect reaction time there
Depression.
to immune
If you're
that Azir
CFO,
ultimate.
you're
They
cat
win
despair.
out in the 4v4. Perfect doesn't have to even bother teleporting down. They
despair.
get the Dragon there at soul point. 18 minutes into the game.
LCP fans.
They have really accelerated the game to a
그냥
ridiculous
LCK가
degree.
그냥 최고다.
When you look at a composition like this, that's Orianna Sivir, you're thinking, all right, they're going to play it slow, they're going to play it
아니
measured.
근데 KT가
But they've just been
젠지 상대로 어떻게 할 수
They
있냐?
realize their position in the
I think
game, so
KT's
they're
gonna
keep their foot on the
3-0, but they're
gas
gonna
and
have to
just
play into Genji.
continue
Like,
to
oh
press.
man, how unlucky is that?
Keep that
Do they have a
pressure up.
chance into
CFO
Genji
looking for those
though?
objective
That's
bounties
the
we
real
talked about
question.
as they were trying to find any gold they can on the map. Doggo is at 2 items, but going the upgraded boots. Instead, it just has those slightly magical footwear.
It's all
The
according to
only
K-Kaku,
player with a
CFO
gold lead
reverse
for
sweeps from all
CFO.
pickings.
And if you're going to put a gold lead
Oh
on
my
anyone,
gosh, you actually
Doggo
have CFO
so far
winning
this
here?
tournament's been the guy
Rest
you
in
want to put
peace.
it on. Constantly impressing, but
Rest in
it's
peace.
going to be a very long road back for CFO in this
Is
game.
Peter?
You hope
Peter.
that they can find those moments though. Again, like this is the heart and soul of a region, a team that is defied expectations
This
and made
is
a
so
name for
cooked.
themselves.
That's what I'm
Although
saying,
they
Bless
haven't been
Bless.
able to show what they're capable of
They're
in
number one
this
Korean
series
team
thus
in Worlds
far.
after all.
I think
True.
CFO have really shown that they are a team that you need to
Number
keep
one
your
LCK
eyes
team,
on
by the
at
way.
Worlds 2025.
그런데 KT가 우리 지금
Honestly,
LCK
at
팀들
MSI as well,
중에서
like, this
유일하게
is a
무패 행진
roster
중이죠.
that
지금
has
한 판도 안
continued to
졌잖아.
impress on an international stage.
Yeah, I mean, some of the teams that weren't giving them respect.
KT hasn't lost a single game
Peter's
yet.
looking for another play.
Depth charge down
They're-
onto Ginger the
that-
Pillar.
they're
That's not really going to
lossless.
stop anyone getting in, but a good quickness out from Kaiwing distracts the rest of KT. Kaiwing trying to dash back, but he's taken out by Dogdown.
No, Kaiwing dash.
So
Goodbye.
KT can advance. Oh, a great hook
Oh
again.
my gosh. Emperor's
what
Divide.
are
We're like Emperor's
He
Depression.
constantly finds the picks, and now CFO picked apart by this perfect Nautilus. Perfect diving in for Ruthless Predator. The Rift-Tail charge coming down. Will they
Oh
look
my
for a
gosh,
tier
this
3?
Nautilus
Cubs
is
begins
an
to
absolute
disengage,
disgusting
but they'll just get the charge in,
monster.
and
아니
then
피터
Peter should
파커
be able
오늘
to
진짜
stretch lines
미쳤는데요.
well.
아니
They can
저거
even go
피터
right back to
파커
the
노틸러스
that's
저거.
about to spawn here if they really want to
아니,
put that
어저께,
pressure
어?
on. They're going to take away the jungle camps. They get the charge on another
어저께
tower.
듀로 선수도
It's 6K up,
노틸러스로
and yeah,
1승을
they're just gonna go
챙겼는데
icon on spawn
아니
again,
노틸러스 똥챔프
because why not?
아니었냐고.
Honku has
I thought
no
Nautilus was
teleport and he's
Poopa
still
champion.
dead.
What
He goes
happened?
for it again. Rest steps
Where's
in
the
front
rest?
of the
W?
Doggo. They're
Waiting
not
room?
back onto Peter though. Now slammed into the
Okay,
wall.
Peter
The rest of
Parker
KT
goes
unable to
on.
respond in time. Doggo
Oh, the
diving
flash,
into the
nice
back,
flash
and
from
the rest
Rest,
of
actually
Flash
connecting to Cuter, and Doggo's going in! Doggo actually shut down Super for once! Oh my gosh! Kaiwing has to run, but no, he can't run. Honkyu's back, Honkyu's back. A little bit of a throw coming through from KT. When you're this ahead, you should not be trading Qs. But it doesn't even matter with how much gold they have, like how much lead they have. I guess they don't really care too much.
Short, KT are able to continue keeping
피터
that pressure
파커
up in the
디파이더맨이라
fight, and it's
재밌겠다.
CFO who have to back away.
Support 대
Doggo
support.
is able to find a pretty good play here. You know, again, your opportunities are going to be few and
아니 근데
far
유일하게
between.
젠지를 꺾을 수
And
있는
this hook
팀이
gets
KT일
blocked
수도
there
있어
by
생각하면.
Rest, so they say, you know
I
what,
think
we
KT
have
could
to
be.
try
Look
to
at
take
this.
advantage of
Doggo
the
doing
moment.
so much
Another
damage
shutdown.
here.
And then Doggo just goes so
Oh
aggressive,
my
flashing
gosh,
to the
look
side
at
there
this
to
flash.
try to avoid some of the damage from BDD. Does get a second shutdown for himself. But the problem is, BDD is 3,000 gold ahead, and he is still alive, still fighting there. So even with Dogdown falling,
Honku is
I mean,
not
just look
having
at
the
the
best of
mid-jungle
games.
advantage.
Junji is not having the
Ridiculous.
jungle game. 아 진짜 미드 정글이 1세트부터 그냥 차이가 겁나 많이 납니다. 챔프가 문제가 아니라 그냥 플레이적으로. Support gap, mid gap, jungle gap.
Honku goes in, BDD pops a stopwatch. Otacon secured. Kaiwing with a good quickness finds two with a knock-up, but CFO now need to disengage.
They have to run, but look at Sivir just running them down.
Diving onto that backline.
Oh, look at Doggo doing a lot of damage, but Perfect is going to be going and clicking on him. Goodbye.
Shows him where the cage is at. Puts him back to the fountain.
카이사 한노 울티. 카이사 궁이 2초 남은 3초 남았었는데 아쉽네요. 와우. And when is Azir gonna actually ulti?
There's nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. KT
Azir
are
ulti Doggo?
taking everything
Doggo or like
on
Doggo?
this map, and CFO. They look confused. They look like they don't know how they're supposed to crack this.
I mean, I don't think you're cracking this game, man. It is an
Nice game
absolute
move.
stomp
Okay, here,
as
I gotta have the
KT
nice
again.
game
They're
move.
just at such an advantageous position. Perfect just goes straight in on the Nautilus. On the other side, you know, it's
Nice game
Honku
move.
and Kaiwing trying to find this flanking angle, but they use the redemption for the reset and then just send Cuz in. A great stun and bit of CC there to allow Doggo to finish him off, but Perfect is just too strong. No one's there to actually peel for Doggo. And again, there's just too many threats on the KT side. They're too rich.
Yeah, no killer instinct for Doggo as well to try and escape
What the
away.
fuck?
So he gets caught by the Croc. And it's his swamp right now. KT. The dragon is up in 20 seconds. This is Mountain Soul, and it's already been impossible for CFO to break KT.
I mean, this is going to be the last gasp you have to kind of think for CFO. It's win this fight. It's stop this soul from going over, or you are cooked. But KT is ready. You know, they already have so much power here. Red buff and blue buff just got picked up, and they are going to be waiting for CFO to go forward.
Almost an infinity edge for Doggo. Doggo the only one really with two items that matter for CFO as they try and step into the darkness.
Okay guys, I need to post a
into
meme
that
real quick,
fog
1
of
sec.
war. The dragon resets rest.
Zero,
His health bar to
2,
try and gain purchase in the river right now, but KT
2.
keeping them at arm's length. Rest still stepping forward.
0,
The Drake how low 7k.
3,
Kaiwing
4.
flashes for BDD, lands the quickness and the grand entrance, but with a flash away from BDD, Perfect dives in, and the chase goes in from Cuz. Cataclysm onto the back line. The Emperor's Divide from Honku.
Honku finally has the Emperor Divide, but it's too late, too little, too late, my guy. Too little, too late.
For a moment, CFO looked like they may have found the fight, but the wallets are too damn heavy. KT, find the 5-0 ace and we'll walk it down mid.
Yeah, CFO posed the question, but BDD had the answer as he has every single time this game. 100% KP for BDD, 6-0 and 15 on the Orianna as they're looking for one of the fastest games at Worlds.
Sub 25 minute, the prize for them. This roller coaster keeps on ratcheting up. KT in dominant fashion are gonna make it 2-0. The scoreline looks at BDD, but the hearts were won by Peter. KT 1 game away from the promised land.
Again, control from start to
포코비치
finish.
노브.
Desk, is there an answer
They look
available?
excited up there.
They do.
I heard you, and I'm right above you, so
We're turning around and glaring at them right now.
I will not hesitate to jump on those casters, guys, so beware. KT Rolster is 1 game away from reaching the very first semifinals in the history of the organization. And I think about this roster, Emily,
Nice
at the
game.
beginning of the year, the hope, the struggles that
This
they
is so
went
good,
through.
this is so good.
Is it so far the best
Here it is,
results
guys.
that they have? And they're about to do it 1 game away once
Here it
again
is.
from this result.
The 포코비치
What
노브.
a debut for Peter. Like, what an international debut for Peter.
나이스
right?
게임!
Because he
나이스
was
게임!
actually
제로
replaced
2-2!
earlier this year for
제로
a time,
3-4.
came back onto the roster, and he's
제로
been
3-4,
massive in
제로
his early
6-1.
gameplays. I know
What the
we're
fuck,
calling out
포코비치,
BDD
포코비치
was
노브!
obviously kind of the star of their team fights throughout this, but it was Peter Nautilus from
despair.
level 1
Look at Donald's
setting up
face.
this KT early game. Absolutely great for game
Fucking
from
cat
him.
despair, man. Cat
All year,
despair.
but he's clearly attending
Actually,
his final form
though.
here at Worlds in our HyperX
Holy, someone go check up on him. Is he okay?
This game was not close. So let's go back, as you say in our replay, to a time when it was close. You know, at the very beginning of the game. This is before the 7 deaths that ended up happening to Honkyu.
He leads level 2 and immediately leave mid, bro. Look at Rakan's sitting next to 크산테. 아니 크산테 옆에서 뭐 하냐고
They make the
라칸은.
call. Peter, invest and just go for
And the thing
hook.
is, like,
You
this
trade
lane swap has
passes
been
with
in
Honkyu.
game, like,
Then
level,
Honkyu,
you hit level
he actually
2, you
has
leave the
confidence. He
lane,
steps
you're
back up.
with the top
So the heel
laner.
move speed, he dodges a second hook. He emotes because he's just
아니
thinking
근데 수부
about
차이가
the
진짜 너무 많이
Peter
나는 게
danger,
크산테
and he
옆에서 할 수
wasn't
있는 게
thinking
없는데
about,
거기에서
I have
왜
no
시간을
flash
끌고 있는 거야?
as
이랩 된
BDD does.
순간
So
거기서
Peter
바로
just
떠나야
takes away
되거든요.
all the cooldowns
The
from
reason
his
why
zero first,
they do
and then
lane swaps in
BDD can
general
come
now
in and
is
get that
support
first
doesn't
blood,
actually
which
take
you
XP.
know
The
turned
moment
into
you hit
many
level 2
more
and you have a
blood.
second skill,
That set
you
up
leave the lane
BDD
immediately
for
and
his
gank
100%
mid.
co-participation, as we're just gonna roll through and
Because
see this
you're trying to use the catch-up
great
XP,
Peter
but
highlight
catch-up
reel
XP doesn't
because
work
his
when you're just
hooks
sitting
were
bot
so
lane,
clutch. Before that
yoinking
mid
all
lane
the
play
XP
that
from
we
your
just
top
went
laner.
over, Kobe, he'd already
There's nothing to do with
helped
Kasante
through the
anyways,
Nautilus
right?
level 1 below
Absolute
Junja's
disgusting
flash.
gameplay
So
from
once
Peter.
again,
Absolutely
Junja
disgusting.
could not be as aggressive as he would have wanted to be in this
진짜
early
서포 차이가
game,
진짜
right?
하늘과
And the
땅을
thing
찌를
I
정도로
really
굉장히
love,
많이 났습니다.
as we still see Peter kind of beasting it
그러니까
on
이게
this Nautilus, is that
지금
KT
이
in
라인삽을
both
하는
game
과정에서
1 and game
서폿이
2
2렙을
have
찍은
come
다음에
in
더 이상
with
라인전을 안
early
해요.
game plans,
탑을
right?
가서
Like,
원딜
we're
옆에
highlighting
no.
Peter's Nautilus here because he was so
바텀에서
huge
원딜 옆에
in
탑 옆에
resetting that lane for
no.
BDD, really
So it's
getting
creating
BDD
3
ahead.
solo
But the
liners.
fact that KT
One
have
solo
come in
line
now
top,
with
one
these
solo
two
line mid,
drafts
one solo
have
line
really
bot
wanted to
lane.
take over the
Meanwhile,
early
support
game
doesn't
is
take
a great
any
sign
XP.
based
Support
on
doesn't
what
take
we've
any
seen from the
XP
team
and
previously
abuses
in
the
Split
catch-up
That's a crucial
XP
point here. We were
mechanism,
expecting
which
KT to get
triggers
better at those
once
stages of
the
the game, but
minions
on the
hit
other
level
side,
6.
for CFO,
The minions
they
actually
had
have
a
levels,
fantastic
by the
year.
way.
They kept on
미니언이
surprising.
레벨이 따로
The
있거든요.
wall stage is the
그래서
moment
미니언
to
레벨이
make
6렙이
or break,
되려면은
and right now,
전체
Kobe,
팀
it
레벨이
looks like it's gonna be complicated for them. Do you see
the
a comeback
average
with H.O.?
level of the
Yeah.
entire team
You talk about
has to be
breaking.
6
That game was
and
not
above
close in any
for the
sense
minions
of
to hit
the
6.
word.
And
They
once
have
the
to
minions hit
completely
6,
do
the catch-up
everything
XP
different from
triggers.
that game.
The
You
support
have to try to at
immediately
least get
catches
one winning
up.
lane. You have to play better in skirmishes,
You get
better in team fights, 'cause KT just
20%,
absolutely blasted
180%,
them. They're
even
making this
to
look like
a bigger
very
extent.
unfair
Really depends on what
Yeah, I
your
think
average
the big
level,
thing for
what your
me
support
is
level
they
is,
need
it
to get
depends.
Junja involved
What
early,
am I
right?
trying to
Like,
say
Junja
is that
such an
you,
engine
the
for
Kailing
this
not
team.
leaving lane
He's the
is
best
absolutely
jungler in
disgusting.
the
That he should just
LCK.
left lane.
He has
He doesn't
this
have to gank
consistent
BDD. He just had to like
title,
hover mid. He had to
record,
hover
right,
mid. That's
over
it.
there. So I think
He
for
was
me,
so lit.
it's
He was
all
so lit.
about can Junja get involved, get
타워
some
밑에서
pushing
크산테
lanes,
옆에
like
있는
you
역할이
said,
아니라니까.
and move
지금
CFO
메타가
forward.
진짜
It has
서폿이
been
경험치를 안 먹는 메타야. 안 먹다가 그 경험치를 따라잡을 수 있는 메커니즘을 라이엇이 넣었는데 그거를 활용해서 레벨업을 하는 겁니다. 미니언이 6렙이 될 때 다시 가서 웨이브를 먹으면서 그냥 순식간에 바로 더더더더더 하면서 레벨업을 그냥 한 번에 해버리는 거야. 그래서 보면은 캐리어 선수 캐리어 선수도 그렇고 이제 다른 서포트 활용을 하고 있고요. Other supports like carrier and everyone else is also doing this. So it's not even like the usual lane swap that you have. Honky's ear is absolutely atrocious. What the hell? He canceled his little dash there. Okay, so minions, what came after? Someone banned Coyote. Someone banned Coyote. Someone banned him. Hold up. Okay, catch up XP. I have to show you guys again the video that I showed you guys. Let me tell you guys again.
The 2025 World Championship has just begun, and it opened with a banger series with the She Confused Donatello atop his level 6.8.
Look.
Meaning, blue team's minions are now going to hit level 7. Mako and Leona is level 4.
IG T1전에서도 이미 활용을 하고 있는데
Meaning because of her level deficit.
봐봐. 레벨이 지금 4렙이잖아, 레오나가? 근데 미니언 레벨이 7렙이란 말이야? 지금 현재 상황에서. 롤드컵입니다. 롤드컵 플레인 스테이지부터 이미 나오던 라인 수업인데 보면은 look at that.
So Leona is gaining an enormous 120%.
120%. 그러니까 레오나랑 그 미니언 지금 현재 레벨이랑 3렙 차이가 나잖아요. 상대 미니언이랑 120%의 경험치를 먹는 겁니다. 이해가 되시나요?
완벽한 플레이가 자연스럽게 나옵니다.
bonus XP from minions that die near her. She's getting over double the amount of XP.
Over double the amount of XP. 그러니까 원래 먹어야 되는 경험치의 2배 이상 먹고 있는 겁니다. 120% bonus XP. 120% bonus. 그러니까 미니언 하나를 먹었을 때 예를 들어서 경험치를 25를 얻는다? 그러면 50 이상이 나오는 거야. 미니언 하나를 먹었을 때.
When compared to the other team's support, Renata
캐티가 이기면
was
젠지랑 해야 돼.
only receiving
맞습니다.
the base amount because she's the same level as the average. Because of this, Leona entire
봐봐. 4렙 대 6렙이었거든? 4렙 레오나 대 6렙 레나타였는데 몇 분 후에 웨이브 몇 개 먹으니까 바로 7렙이 되는 모습. Literally, Mako went from level 4 to 7, meanwhile Carrier went from 6 to 7. Do you understand? And why was she level 4? Because she was roaming constantly, not grabbing any XP. 초반에 2렙 되자마자 라인을 떠나고 웨이브를 안 먹었어요. 경험치를 대충 안 먹고 돌아다니면서 레벨이 4렙이었고 이제 캐리어 선수는 라인전을 하면서 압박을 했기 때문에 6렙이야. 근데 이게 왜 그냥 순식간에 3렙 차이를 좁힌 거죠. Yeah, this is catch-up XP. It's not fair, and pro players have found a way to abuse this.
immediately catches up in XP, closing the gap between the two supports in just a few minutes, all through the catch-up XP of these minions dying near her. Not to mention the fact that Leona being underleveled is denying the enemy team's support from getting this catch-up XP bonus, as
Wow. Leona being underleveled means that enemy team doesn't get the catch-up XP. Because Leona's actually bringing down the levels of her minions by being underleveled.
Being underleveled
That's like the
is
ultimate
bringing down
5
the average level of her team dramatically, and so the minions aren't leveling up in comparison. Now I don't want to bore you to death or set your brain on fire by throwing more numbers at you, but there is just one more component to this catch-up mechanic we need to quickly talk about. This decides entirely when the supports stay in river to dodge getting XP, and when they go to lanes in order to cash in on the bonus. This bonus XP you get from minions as a result of being underleveled compared to the game average only activates when the
average, the minions have to be level 6. 제가 항상 6렙을 얘기하는 게 미니언 레벨이 따로 있는데 미니언 레벨이 6렙이어야지 지금 이 제가 말했던 그게 생기는 겁니다. So reaching level 6 is very important to check the minions.
Level 6. Now let's think back to something I said just a few seconds ago. At this moment when the bot lane's finally made in top lane, the average level champion on blue team is level 6.8.
8776이니까 이제 평균이 6.8인데 거의 지금 레오나가 4렙이죠. 2렙 때부터 라인을 떠나가지고.
So the reason that Leona started laning again is because the average enemy champion level has finally passed that level 6 threshold, activating the XP mechanic off of minions. And it's not by coincidence. In Game 1 when Keria was playing Rakan, the same Rakan I made fun of earlier in the video because I referred to him as playing River Shen, when he decided that he was sick of playing River Shen, he decided to actually go lane with his ADC to get some XP. And at the moment when he got to lane, the average level of the enemy team's champions was level 6.2. Keria was intentionally dodging XP.
2렙 캐리어. 그러니까 2렙 서폿이 막 미드 갱을 하고 갑자기 미드를 떠나가지고 정글에서 막 이렇게 막 하고 막 탑으로 갑자기 로밍 갔다가 또 바텀 가고 미드 가고 막 이러는 이유가 일부러 그러는 거야. 일부러 경험치를 안 먹고 싸돌아다니는 거야.
Up until the catch-up mechanic activates at level 6, at which point he cashes it in by.
여기 이 상황에서 다시 라인을 가는 행동을 하는데요, 캐리어 선수가 그 미니언 그 경험치가 미니언 레벨이 딱 6렙인 타이밍에 다시 이제 탑을 가서 경험치를 먹는 겁니다.
Going to lane.
6렙이 되는 타이밍에 이제 제가 말했던 아까 그 메커니즘이 적용이 돼서 미니언 경험치가 하나당 2배 이상 120% 추가 보너스 경험치를 먹고 있거든요.
And getting XP.
120% extra XP.
And it is
So he immediately levels to level 5. 4렙에서 바로 5렙이 되는 모습을 보이시죠?
really easy to know when you're in game when this happens because it's based off the level of the enemy team's minion.
Look, Keria clicks on the minions. He checks the level of the minions here. Watch this.
All you have
Before
to do
he
is
decides-
click on the enemy team's minions and look at
Okay,
the
never
level.
mind. I thought it was pro view. He's gonna show it to pro. I wanna see the pro view of individual players. I really do want to see the pro view. I don't know why we
If they're
don't have
level
pro views
6 or
anymore.
above,
So
it's
sad.
time to cash in on double XP you're now getting. Just look at how much XP I get from
My
one
God.
level 6 minion wave
That's
due to
truly-
the catch-up XP. This cannon minion alone gives me literally half a level worth of XP.
대포를 하나 먹으니까 경험치가 반절이 찼어 방금.
From one minion. And this is the genius of the new lane swap era.
그러니까 이게 라인 수업이 예전 라인 수업이랑 다르다는 거를 항상 얘기를 해야 되는 게 그 예전에 나왔던 라인 수업은 그냥 아예 그냥 라인 자체를 똑같이 설지만 이제 위치만 바꾸는 거였거든. 그러니까 두 명을 탑에 보내고 막 이런 거였는데
다음 연도에는 내가
No.
저 자리에 다음 연도에는
No.
내가 그랬던 것 같습니다.
Now you don't actually. It's not a normal lane swap. It's River Shen. I don't know if you guys watched Pianta's River Shen video. But basically, River Shen is like where you literally don't lane. You just perma run around in the river. That's pretty much what it is right now. That's pretty much what it is. And that's exactly what Peter did. 피터 선수가 전판 플레이했던 방식이죠. 서포 차이. 결국 돌고 돌아 얘기하는 게 서포 차이. 피터 파커.
진심으로 감사드립니다.
피터 파커. Like pick him so 7 if KT wins. I think we were all getting baited by frauds. CFO are the ones who are frauds, not KT frauds. Absolutely crazy, bro.
The second game of the series. For CFO, it is a mountain to climb, and unfortunately, they don't have a roller coaster to carry them up it. Unlike KT, who keep going up.
When will there be a river bard Femi? You can do it. Dude, that's the secret cap. I'm always river bard. The reason why Bard is really strong right now is because this method, this whole catch-up XP and all that roaming, that's really good for Bard.
I feel like
Bard doesn't
you
like
are
laning
down
anyways.
2-0. It is at Worlds. It is potentially your last
Bard
game.
just goes on a
I wanna see
magical
them get a
journey to
little
grab
bit
chimes
spicy.
and
You're on red
gank
side.
mid
I
and
think that
top
means we're
I
going
don't
to get
know.
some interesting counter picks. This is the time, if you have any pocket picks, you've got to do something because standard is just
Draven 서픽 가자!
You can
First
see
pick
There's
Draven!
just no answer for it across the board, but how funky can you get? And
I
whatever
know,
funny
guys.
in game they need to
How
play,
doomed
it's going
is
to be a
it?
very difficult one.
Can
in
CFO
this to
pull
try
off a
and
win
reach the
here,
top of
or are
that
they gonna
mountain.
get 3-0?
As KT once more, going to see if they can push it to that game number 3.
Is there a prediction going on for game 3?
some weird
No,
stuff. You know,
where
when you look
are
at,
my
you know, all the games that he
moderators?
played throughout this year,
Where's the
he has
prediction
an
for game
Udyr,
3?
a Karma, a Shyvana, a Shen.
Let me go ahead and make it.
Like, he's got Nidalee, he's got all kinds of random picks up there, so I don't know if he's going to see the
Gamba.
opportunity for it, but to me, when you are looking like you are kind of playing a similar game as your
Right
opponents,
here,
but just
Femi.
a much worse version of that,
Nathaniel.
it is time to kind of
Nathaniel
just
wants them on.
break the chains, man. Go crazy. do whatever you can think of because you're not.
If
gonna
we
win
roam
this
for
series
more
if
than
you
a
can't
minute, our
really
ADCs are
throw
already
extra
dead
gear.
3
And
times
if it
over.
is
True,
your
don't
last
do it
game
in
at
solo
Worlds
queue.
2025,
Solo
try and just
queue
go
is
out
not
and show
not
what your
coordinated
region
enough
was, what
to
you're
pull it
capable of
off.
doing. Like even Kai Wing having like pockets picked like is fresh as well. Show over the course of this year what you were capable of. And
Yup.
if maybe, just maybe, you can take down KT, push yourself to that game for in these picks.
What's the
maybe
score
that
currently?
opens up that wrench in
2-0.
the works that you
KT's
need.
up.
Look, I'm not
Game
saying
point
it
for
would be the most
KT.
KT thing to go 2-0
Match
up,
point.
get everyone excited, and then lose in a reverse sweep. But that would be the most
That
KT
isn't
thing I've
bad.
ever heard of. As we see the Ambessa banned away by CFO,
morning,
and
good
an
morning.
immediate Scion pick here for perfect.
Yeah, Scion is up, and I feel like you have got to have some sort of a plan. I have been kind of preaching. I'm a big fan of Cho'Gath as a potential answer. Mord has been the answer of the tournament. So I was thinking something like that, or even if you want to go crazy, go like Fiora. I'd
Scion.
be down for whatever. Whatever you think is the best counter, bring it out. Mord, I think, definitely can work. But the problem with Scion is always that not only are you so resilient, but all of your basic abilities are AoE wave clear. So it's really hard to actually create a meaningful advantage. And Rek'Sai to me is just a much worse Scion. So I don't feel like this is it. Unless they have something else cooking, I truly do not understand leaving Scion up.
It is also taking the Rek'Sai in this rotation rather than
Rek'Sai
trying to lock
into
in
Scion
something strong
low.
for yourself, like that mid jungle, or even trying to open up something spicy for Kai Wing in that bottom side of the map. So
I mean, Rek'Sai is like the
what
only
next rotation
playable
is. I
champion
imagine
into
it will be a
Scion right
jungle
now.
pick for Junja, but
It's
is
over.
Caitlyn actually going to be locked in.
There it is!
Caitlyn Karma or
Yeah.
something.
Doggo
Just go for Pyro bot
Caitlyn.
lane and then
That
play
is
beef
a
tanks in
very
front of a
early
Honky who
ADC
loves a
pick.
good, swing
그러니까 원딜
game,
위주
so maybe
플레이
just
하는
play
거
beef
나쁘지 않아.
side
오히려
with
그냥 전반도 그냥 드레이븐 그냥 박아버리지. 밴되기 전에.
Not the hyper scaler, but really good at sieging and does have a lot of
유일한
damage.
희망이거든요 지금 원딜이. 근데 오늘 서포 상태가 피터 선수가 너무 잘하는 것도 있지만 카이윙 선수가 살짝 아쉬운 것도 있거든. 카이윙 has been having a pretty nice tournament, but today he's actually kind of flopping. So I think he has to lock in. Pick the Bardo. Bardo. Cape Bard.
A couple of bouncing bombs. The wave's gone before you can actually siege effectively.
And we do know
Bardo 해야지 여기서.
bot lane is just here. We're just
I
gonna
mean,
actually
there's literally no other
make
champion to play
the
for the
life difficult
Bardo.
of this Caitlyn. Bard, you know, would be one of these strong laners here, especially early
You can
game against Alistar, who is
absolutely
a
destroy
pretty
Alistar
pitiful
here.
laner, that would
it's
allow
not
Kai Wing to
bad.
have both some prio in the lane and also get out on the maps and potentially
Doggo,
create a little bit of
Bardo.
havoc, which could be beneficial for them.
Bordeaux and a Bordeaux.
I do like that thought of swapping the Ziggs down into that bottom side.
Kai
'cause
Wing
honestly, I
Bards,
think opening
absolutely
up like an AD
renowned,
mid
by the
laner for
way.
BDD could also be clutch here. We've seen the Yone come out a couple of times, and if you want to try and have that access to backline, that can work out. Caitlyn, though, of course, going to be very strong when it comes towards both avoiding some of that pressure and also just clearing out these mid waves. So if you opt into this kind of 1-4 split push, it may be easier for CFO to manage.
I mean, Doctor has played the Zig 7 times so far this year. BDD has not yet played it, but of course he could. But I am just kind of assuming that they're saying, you know what, you're going for Caitlyn. If that's going to be your big swing, we're just going to neutralize you. And then Ziggs can be so
KT will win
effective when you
Worlds.
have
Screenshot it, guys.
like the
I think
Caitlyn.
people are going bald too.
Alistar's going to be flying in, Sion's going to be
People are
flying
going
in,
bald as
Ziggs
well.
ult is going to go on your head, and it becomes so hard to actually play out the fight from there. And I am getting a little bit worried if there's not any more
Again, let me
spice than this for the
reiterate,
CFO
just in
draft.
case people just
Especially
joined and
when
they
you're
didn't hear
already
me
from
earlier,
CFO
but
to
Kai
the
Wing
battle
is a
way more
Bard
that
main.
dive, 'cause they kind of realize, like,
He's
something
a Bard
like Vi
player.
here, probably
Bard
gonna be the last-
enjoyer.
actually the Yone, 'cause
He
that's
played
Valve
Bard
fight
before
fan of
Bard
that
was
first position,
popular,
'cause it
Bard
is
was strong.
a case of
바드가
it's more
강력하기
of that
전에,
backline
바드가
pressure that
버프되기
they're trying
전에,
to nullify,
바드가
and
메타이기
Yone
전에,
taking away.
그 전에 이미 카이윙 선수가 바드를
Very
해왔고요.
difficult for CFO given the
전반
current
그래서
circumstances.
KT가
I do
이제
really like the Silas ban
바드
here.
밴을 한
You know, it
이유죠.
is something that would give them some
바드
aggression. It's also
장인급이기
Alistar, which is
때문에
one of those ultimates that are so
이번
key.
판은
Big
좀
respect
기대해도
to
될
Honky as
듯?
well, because in the
I think
finals
we can
against
actually
Team Secret Wales, he
try to
outplayed Histo in the Silas
watch
versus
Kai
Zed
Wing's Bards,
1v1. It was,
because he's
the
actually
Zed was
clean on
so
this
fed, and
champion.
it was like kind of his Faker versus Ryu moment, his moment that he really announced himself as the best player in the LCP. So now, getting with the Silas, getting with the Pantheon, you can see KT saying, okay, we'll make sure that you can't be Giga tanky by stealing the Alistar ult, but we'll also make sure you don't have long-range follow-up engage to something like a Tempered Fate.
Is it? I mean, you could obviously flex Rek'Sai to jungle if you really want, but I don't think that's likely.
Just Kindred?
Kindred would be fun. I mean, Kindred to me can
3-0.
be one of the really powerful scaling picks.
If
You
Junja
are
locks
gonna need a
in
lot of
Kindred, that's
damage to
insta
be able to
3-0.
get through this Scion,
Okay,
but
Skarner
I
makes
was
more
so
sense.
standard
Skarner
kind of
makes
at
more
the end of the day,
sense.
So I'm not really loving what we've seen from CFO on a red side. If you're gonna go red side,
Safe.
and then it's like your Scion counter pick is Rek'Sai, and you're blind picking
Safe.
your bot lane, I kind of
Yes.
don't really understand what they were trying to go with here?
I mean, it must be just trying to enable Honkyu on something funky, right? Like, he's
Come on,
the last
Doggo,
pick
carry
here.
one.
You see what you pick up?
BDD Zoe, it's over. Pack it up, chat.
Think it might be time to go to sleep for CFO.
BDD tweeted on No. BDD's. Oh my gosh, and cosplaying
You've been
Viego.
watching this man for years, and now it's his
Holy,
signature
pack
pick
it up,
that you have to find a
07.
win over.
This is just the GOAT, Zoe. Like, and there's so much poke. I will say, consistent damage very low
I
for
mean,
the KT side. Your damage is Ziggs
I don't
and
know,
Zoe,
guys.
right? Yeah, there is the Viego, but Viego is not going to work through a tank or anything
How do you
like
beat this
that.
comp?
So it is interesting. It is comfort, but it is also
T1
not the
경기는
most
언제 하나요? T1 경기는
easy comp to
할로윈 날
pilot. That being
들어야
said,
합니다.
if you were first to the objective as KT,
GG
trying to
comfort
walk
picks,
in through
GG,
Ziggs poke
yeah.
and Zoe poke is
I
gonna
guess
be
the games are gonna be
an absolute
over,
nightmare.
like,
CFO at the end of the day,
in
kinda
2
just went
hours.
with like a couple meatballs and
너
some
7시
scaling
되기 전에도
carries, and
게임이
they're going
끝나겠는데?
pretty
경기 다
standard here.
끝나겠다. 3대 0인 것 같아요, 이거는.
Actually,
3-0, I
I'm not
think.
100% sure on it, but I'm pretty sure
Can
KT
Bardo
played this
win?
when
I
they
mean, if
beat Gen
Bardo
G
has to play like a
with
fucking
the
god.
Zoe with the bubbles and then the Viego coming across.
I pressed
might
tab,
be
I see
misremembering,
Skarner,
but I
Rek'Sai,
remember it was
Hui.
about the
I want
initial
to
poke
FF
into
though,
then the
if I was
Viego coming
Bard.
out. But I could be misremembering it as we
If I was
see
Bard,
the
I press
first
tab
Zoe
and I
at
see that,
Worlds this year.
I'll be sad.
For KT, they have
I
the
guess-
initial burst damage and then they have the Viego looking for those resets. For
Where is the
CFO,
prediction?
they have some scaling.
Prediction already
He
happened,
does
what
a
do you
lot
mean?
of damage as the game goes on. They've got a bit of a tanky front line, but so perhaps a range comp mostly?
I think what you can do as CFO though is fish for some nice picks, right? Like Zoe, very strong when
Does
ahead,
CFO have
but if
any
you start to
damage?
fall
Don't worry,
behind,
Bard's
you
gonna
have to
go
look
Deadmans
for
into
these,
Bloodsong,
like,
it's
Bard
fine.
ultimates to lock her
Blossom,
down, Ashe
Leandri,
comes back out
Bard.
of the portal. Like they are very easy plays to make,
Bard.
and maybe that's how you can try and
그래도
swing it.
지금까지
But
조합
again,
중에서
if
제일
you just
할만한가,
have this
CFO?
hard focus on
CFO
KT,
actually has a
on
decent
shutting
comp,
down
or did
Junja,
they?
denying them from getting any sort of leads
What happened
in
to
the
Bork
early game.
ADCs? Feels
You
like I haven't
can
seen
look to
any in a
snowball
while.
off of,
Did
hey, we're
did
just gonna
it
move this six
on hit
around
get
and try
super
and take
nerfed?
towers very quickly.
Yeah, on hit ADCs like
Let's get
Kog'Maw
on
is just
to
impossible
Summer's
to play
for
right
the
now.
third and possibly the final
Pretty sad.
game
Kalista
of
is
this
impossible to
second
play. Kog'Maw's
quarterfinal.
impossible to play.
I must be misremembering. I'm having a look. Oh no, they had it. It was their fourth game, but it was with a Nocturne, not with a Viego. Similar idea though. The Nocturne was there with the Paranoia. You had the Ziggs, the Zoe combination for that initial burst.
Yep, absolutely. It is that kind of 1-2 punch of the Ziggs and the Zoe, but they also did have kind of some.
You
more
put
consistent damage and
3,700
with the
euros
that
on
Nocturne.
KT30
Of course,
because of
Viego
your
can kind of
analysis?
stop them
Okay,
similarly.
Lucas.
But maybe we'll get a bit more of
Lucas.
a Bruiser Scion to have a bit more damage.
You
That being
cannot
said, there's
blame
not really
anyone but
super tanks
yourself
over
if
their
you
side.
commit
Usually
your
we are
money
gonna see Rek'Sai
and
building
you
Bruiser
decide to gamble,
and
okay?
Junja on this
That is
Skarner.
not anyone's
It's not gonna
fault.
be too big of an issue, I don't think. So it'll be interesting to see how they can play it out, because it's really going to be about Honky and Doggo, I think, avoiding a
You
lot
put
of this
money
poke,
on
avoiding a lot of
KT.
the damage. And Rest and Junja, it's going to be
And
them
also,
moving in
congratulations
first,
on
trying to
winning
absorb that
money.
poke, creating space.
3,700 euros about to turn into 5,000 euros.
Yeah, I think Junja's going to have his work cut out from this game.
Drop
Skarner
a
not
sub
great
if you
into a lot of
win,
range.
okay?
Just the
If
only
you
real
lose,
target that you're
rest
going
in
to have
peace.
is something like that Scion, but we'll have to see as it starts to go on.
Rest in
Again,
peace.
I think it's
Hopefully
more
the
for
Bardo doesn't
CFO
carry
about
too hard
getting
then, I guess.
Junja access in the early game. He has been
We're
such
blaming
a
Femi
core
for forcing
part
us to
of this
gamble.
roster
Gamble
the
your
entire
times,
that
not
he's
your
been
real
on it.
money.
And unfortunately
Bro.
for him, this
Honku
game, he's
actually
been the
hitting skill
target
shots.
of
This is
KT
good news, guys.
consistently and hasn't had
Bardo
managed
and a
to find that
Bardo.
impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very difficult, because there's a lot of tools to actually
mean,
disrupt what the Skarner is trying to do as well.
Spirit
You're
Blossom
looking at
Bard
headbutt
Enjoyer.
away, you're looking at Satchel,
바드가
you're
겁나
looking at
조그맣죠?
trying to drive
귀엽죠?
straight in on a Zoe who can
Look at the little
sleep
cute
you.
Bardo.
It's very, very difficult, I think, you know, for him to be able to find these effective ganks. And then, sure, you could attack topside, but you're ganking a Scion, right? So it's going to be tough.
Kaiwing waiting for his
Length
passive to come
across
back up, and
the
then he's
course
gonna
of the
auto
series and
attack
on the
trade.
analyst desk about, you know, you don't say you're excited about KT.
Not
You
a
don't
T1 Bard
get too
Enjoyer.
much
I
motivation
mean,
when
honestly,
you're
the
talking
the
about
new
it, because
skin, the
sometimes
Spirit
you're
Blossom
worried
skin, is actually so
that they're
nice
not going to
though.
be able to have
Too bad
as
more
much
pros
impact
don't really
as
play
they want.
it.
2015 knocked out in the quarterfinals.
All the pros are
2018
too busy playing
knocked
T1
out in the
Bard or the other one.
quarterfinals. 2023
Okay, Honkyu's actually trading
knocked
pretty
out
well
in the
into the Zoe.
quarterfinals. Often they lose to
BDD
a
did miss
team
the
that
E
either
there.
loses to the champions or are the champions, but for so long, KT have been on the brink of taking that next step, and it seems like today here in Shanghai, it is finally their time to go one step further towards the finals.
And what an impressive performance it would be. The fact that they came into LCK and did not look good. They were not able to pick
Yeagle, Yeagle could absolutely 1v9. He's been gapping Junjia this whole series. 아, 준지아 선수가 근데 커즈 선수한테 완전 그냥 깎이고 있어요, 솔직히.
And unfortunately, that notice is exactly where
정글만
KT
놓고
fans don't
보면은
want it to go.
준지아 선수가 여기서 이제 좀 좋은 모습을 보여야 될 텐데.
A 3-0 start here at Worlds, and now
Can
potentially
CFO pull
looking
back
to
a
see
win
if they
here?
can have a 3-0 performance here against CFO.
그?
I mean, it would be
Cuz?
7
Cuz?
straight wins at Worlds in the game score, but for CFO, they need to find
Qs
a
are
way
not connected
in.
on the board though, but it's
Really
fine.
feels important to try to
I hate
create a
Viego.
point of power
Viego's
on the map, somewhere that you
so...
can really focus on, that you can play towards.
I feel like
Obviously, you do have
he's
these
sleeper
champions
OP,
like the
but
Skarner,
people not really playing
and
him.
like the Bard that really can get active on the
Oh,
map.
the
but
cannon
you need
minion
somewhere to attack. You
denied!
need somewhere to go. I don't think it's going to be top
Hong
lane. So you really
Q.
are looking
He
at
also
Hong Q
didn't
and
get the
Doggo
XP for that
to
too.
try to have that big
경험치도 못
standout
먹은 건 좀
performance. It
크다.
feels like kinda
Good
all the
bubble
eggs
and good
have gotta be in
aggression
those
from
baskets.
BDD sending Hong Q home
Really
here.
agree with you. For CFO, it's again like an international where they have impressed. Last time we saw them
Insanely
lose the
OP or
series
absolutely
before
useless
Worlds was
Viego,
back
yeah.
at MSI 2AL.
Just one of
And
those
now
champions.
They come back into Worlds. They impressed with the victory versus T1. And the question is,
Come
can
on,
they
CFO,
find that
lock
form
in.
again?
Come on,
KT
Ko.
have been on an absolute tear today. Like CFO haven't played to the level perhaps
Brother
they would have
calls.
wanted, but you have to give credit to KT.
I don't
This
know.
is probably the best performance I've seen from a 3-0 team coming back after the
You don't
break.
have to hit
As we
Q
see a
to
gank
win.
in the mid lane. Oh, Spectral Maw
Oh
was
wow,
expecting
Honky
the
just
flash
walking
from
in a
Honky,
straight
but he
line.
ults it
Cause was
and
trying
is
to
able
predict
walk
that
away.
he's
Did
gonna like
TP
dodge
back into this
backwards,
lane,
but he didn't
BDD
click back. He
burnt
just
both
clicked
his flash
forward.
and his teleport too.
Straight
But
line.
realistically, like, it's
Gamers.
a nothing gank from Cuz, right? He's already fully cleared out. He wanted to move back down towards his bottom side of the map, so a transitional
Knight,
gank
stop,
that just
stop
puts
it.
some pressure on towards Hong Q, and we've pretty much seen this consistently,
Huh?
right? The attacks from KT
Fevi has
been
proved you don't need to
trying
hit
in
Q
towards the
to play
jungle.
bar.
Can we burn Junja's flash? Can we put some pressure on Junja? Okay, we've done that. Right, let's move Peter mid. Let's move Cuz mid. Let's try and put some pressure on Hong Q. That mid jungle that we hyped up so much coming into today has been under constant threat from KT.
Really has, and they're going to try to put some pressure on this top side. Rest has the prio. Perfect is up here. You can see BDD is moving, though. He's already heading up here, so Perfect just has to delay.
Gotta kill him quickly, Junja!
Oh, Junjia! You've missed that! Oh my gosh, Junjia's in trouble now. Oh my gosh.
Take a little nap.
Absolute tragedy. Oh my gosh.
Going wide.
What the hell?
Junja
Junjia
He's
fucking
able to
won.
walk his way away. In the end, an exchange of summoners.
근데 오히려 좋은 것 같기도 하고. I think that's actually not too bad. I mean, yeah, it is pretty bad.
Honestly, lucky they managed
I think the Zion wouldn't have died on time. And then even if he died, like Junjia would have died on the tower.
Yeah,
If he
did a
started
really good
tanking
job to
tower
be able to
there.
block that up, but that is
Junjia trolled it,
heartbreaking.
yeah.
Junja,
I mean, he shouldn't have
such a
gone
strong
for the dive
jungler
at all,
here.
I
That
think.
does feel like one of those
어차피 다이브
world's
했으면은
nerves moments
자연
here.
패시브에
As he
죽었을
tried to
것
flash
같긴
in for the
합니다. 스카너가
unreactable
타워
East
탱킹까지
Falls Impact. Look
했으면은
at the instant stun on the wall, but he just flashed past him and then tried to hit us with a little drift to get back into position, but couldn't quite find it. Might have been the first kill there of the
diving
game
on
for
Zion
them.
is
It's
almost
one
never
that
a
you
good
feel like you
idea,
need
yeah,
that momentum coming
100%.
in,
Like,
but
Skarner,
someone that
why
they
are you
have
playing
been
around
able
the
to
Rex
depend
side?
on here at Worlds
You know, it
is
doesn't make
Doggo.
sense.
This guy has been having a stellar tournament. We've talked about him a lot, crushing on the trading
Doggo!
games, and he's going to be here on
He's
this
stuck in
Caitlyn
nice to
when
game
his
move.
team needs him most. I mean, he's
Nice
first
to
of all, he
game
carries
move.
goal difference at 14. Really high
fuck
damage
this
percentage.
Nubu.
Has been passing the eye test
Nubu.
with flying colors. You need to get him in a
Disparage.
winning position.
Goal
'Cause
difference
even in these
number
last two
one.
games, when you think about
That's
who's been
because of
having the
his
best
Draven
individual
game,
performance for
too.
CFO, even in
He had a
losses,
crazy
I feel like
Draven
it has
game.
mostly been him. He has been trying to find these big moments, trying to go aggressive. You think to the Corki game, you know, flashing and getting that kill. You think to the Kaisa game, that bot lane fight, you know, going deep against those carries and getting a couple shutdowns. If they can get him in a winning position, Doggo has the mechanics to get you across the finish line against teams of this caliber.
Especially
Yeah,
against
but they're
competition like this
not
from
giving him
KT.
the
This is
position
one that
though.
wants
Oh
to
my gosh,
snowball.
like
Zoe
look at
went
Hong
ahead,
Q, man.
Incredibly strong. Zoe went behind. Bloody useless. And a very similar story when you come towards the Ziggs, but
Oh,
Doctam
the pokes
has
are
not been
connecting.
missing these bouncing
Doctam.
bombs, and Doggo's hurting.
Yeah, and Doctam is level 6, so you have got to be careful. You get hit by anything else, the ult might just be your flash or your death. Yeah. So Doggo going to have to back off, which means you're going to be losing some more minions.
Sleepy Trouble
Porto,
down.
fucking
Peter
one.
looking for the headbutt pulverize. Spectral Maw coming out as well will land the stun, but only onto Hong Q. Kaiwing flashed away there on the
No!
bar.
He grabbed the heal from the Bordeaux
Before
and
we saw
used
the trade
it.
in the bot side, Hong
No
Q
way.
did look for a spiraling despair
Bordeaux
in
and
mid,
Bordeaux.
and it went wide, which is the O I exclaimed as we worked our way down towards bot.
But again, KT, pressure
GG
mid,
CFO,
opening up for
yeah,
Doctam
that's
on
what I'm
bot
thinking,
side,
Victor.
keeping him able to push
Can
in.
Bardo
This
carry
is a big
this?
wave now that Doggo is losing on this bottom
I don't know if
side,
Bart
and
can carry
it's
this.
because Doctam was able to hit so many of these consistently, and now Peter, how much more do they want to go for?
The Mega Inferno Bomb. Doggo is healthy enough, but a third of your HP lost just as you walk back to the lane. Kaiwing a while
How did
away
T1
from
lose to
getting
this?
down here as well.
Exactly, and that early pink ward that they actually placed over by the enemy blue buff,
Be quiet.
that was Cuz placing this
quiet.
ward after he did that drive-by gank in mid lane.
Sheep,
That has been
don't
there the whole
speak.
time. CFO has not been able to clear that out for quite a while, and that's giving them all this information Peter just showed it to him.
He's like, here, there's a pink one in the bush. You didn't know, Mr. Bardo.
He's like,
Here.
we're winning a little bit too hard, buddy. The ward.
Well, Kaiwing has to kill the ward, so he's delayed
Oh
getting to the
my.
mid lane. Honku has to flash
Look at
away.
Peter
but
just
collapsing.
perma
Kaza started
hovering
up the
mid
grubs and
though.
picked up one of them so far. Where he took that chem Drake
왜
earlier
하필
on.
T1은 AI를
Ninja
만났을까?
trying to steal away one of these if he can, but he's at a numbers
오히려
disadvantage right
좋다니까요.
now.
젠지 만난 게 안 만난 게 어디야? 하나 젠지 안 만난 게 어디냐고. 하나도 솔직히 젠지 만나서 탈락한 거지. 다른 팀들 만났으면은 8강 딱은 아니었는데. Oh my gosh, no flash on that guy. Just absolute disgust. Okay, but Peter goes down. You ain't gonna.
Rest trying to come in from the side. He's gonna get slept
Rest
as
is
well.
sleeping. He's just standing. He's just literally just standing there sleeping, covering the flash's head. Absolute depression. 다들 사망. 모르다 모르다. No flash on home queue. Why is he just standing in the front with no mana, no HP? I don't know. Must be solid. Peter Parker just 1v9s again. What's new?
And again, it's
Peter
one of these
Parker, Peter
situations
Parker.
where
Destroying the
CFO is
portal.
not respecting the map state. You called it out, Rob. Look at the Caitlyn. Caitlyn is locked under her tower down here on the map, and we have the Ziggs, who's going to be TPing in, adding the extra mana.
Wow.
Just beautiful play there from Peter.
Peter
Uses the
Parker.
W taxi, and then Q flash forward out of that. Sets him up for first blood. Does lose his
DDD
life, but
사학장
Doctim is there. They
조이.
have the
조이가
extra
지금
member to get the
굉장히.
feats of warfare, and Honkyu's
Honkyu's
just
dead.
snoozing. He is taken down from long range. He was shopping.
They say don't meet your idols. And Honky really wishing he hadn't done this one. BDD setting that up for the long range play from Doctam. The synergy.
How
with
much
this
fraud is
composition from KT
CFO,
is
bro?
I mean, the sleep into
CFO,
the
we're like
Ziggs all from long range.
C-Fraudo.
And Honkyu gets taken out, and now insult to injury. More waves going to be lost here. Doctam 3-0, already so far ahead.
Pardon, get his ass,
Position
please.
for Doctam to get out,
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
satchels away from the cupcake. Took a moment to reposition himself there. Doesn't gobble up that Yordle snap trap from Doggo.
How can you trigger the W when you're still in place? What do you mean? 아니, W 저거 개사기네 이거 직스. He should have been dead there.
His goal difference this series has been through the roof.
바드캐트를 저
And now that
피살기였는데.
you're in a position to continue this pressure, like
See
you can
ya,
move
bro.
Ziggs down to that bottom side of the map to take that turret after you push in mid. Start to threaten now and use these walls.
Can't
Things like the
despair.
dragon, which have just spawned, and the first items are coming through very quickly for KT.
Yeah, it is really looking tough already as Kaiwing gonna get spotted, and Peter's looking.
The sleep again.
Oh my
Honkyu's
gosh,
gonna have
Honkyu's just
nightmares
permadeath.
collapse from KT. And BDD claims his
계속
second.
잠에
The best Zoe in the world,
들어요.
and he's showing us
그냥
why
계속 자는
relentless
거야.
pressure here. This red side draft is not working out at all for CFO. I mean, you look up, you gave over the Scion, you've created an 80 gold lead for the Rek'Sai at this point. It's just a nothing burger. And then down in the bot side, you have this Ziggs that was picked as an answer to this
Just
Caitlyn,
open, honestly.
and
It's
has
looking
been
kind of doomed.
just excelling throughout the entire game.
And we've talked about it so often for CFO. If Junja and Honkyu can be on the same page, they can do work. But KD have shut them down perfectly. Doctam flashes away.
Oh my gosh, he lives!
Peacemaker
How?
doesn't find its mark. Junja flashes
Oh,
away.
Junja gets him
Finds the
anyway.
shutdown. Kaz now on
Kaz
the
has to run
Ults
away.
with that
Portal
heartbreaker.
forward. Do
A
it.
magical journey for
Do
Junja
it.
onto Peter, but a double
Oh, he
blast
just
will
runs
get them
away.
to safety.
No way.
As Junja might try and collapse on BDD. Ishtal's impact in, catches Pete.
I don't know if you want to be messing with Zoe though. Junja's going crazy. I kind of like this. I kind of like
But there's
this.
the trample son, a good impale through the wall.
Oh, he's drowsy though. BDD's looking. Okay, didn't stall me. Didn't stall me. Q flashing onto the Peter. Peter goes down. Portal away for the portal. Portal to one. Okay, go.
The portal jumps in the end. CFO will back away with two.
Portal. Portal. Portal.
Not done yet.
Pause.
They knew that was the moment where they could put some more pressure behind Q. Needs to be careful. So Trouble Bubble doesn't land. I thought BDD
Oh my
might go for
gosh,
the
like
flash
BDD's
Trouble
Qs
Bubble
are
there.
not connecting there.
Yeah,
I
KT
find.
were playing very
방금은
aggressively in
뭔가
that
Q가 안
moment.
맞았죠.
CFO pushed them out, but KT is like, you know what, we're just gonna keep scrapping. They didn't want to back off to the tower. They didn't want to cede
Oh my gosh.
that jungle camp, so they just kept fighting, and CFO able to get something back here. But again, Doctam just pushing through mid lane constantly. Rest has been a constant up in this top lane, has been very annoying to deal with for Perfect. It is a frustrating matchup. You're locked under your tower, but Cyan is still getting what Cyan
Knockdown
needs.
dying here. He was standing
back
front.
one more time
Junja. Oh,
as they
really nice
had
driving.
to expend so much to take down
Knockdown
Dr.
flash.
Yeah, the
I
fact
thought
that
he lived for a
barely
second.
escapes
I
here
thought he
means
lived
that
for a
then as
second.
you say, Junja forced the
Junja
flash,
immediately
make sure he can get
flashes.
the kill.
Boom.
Pixel
와, 저거를
on
만약에
towards
못
that
잡았으면
hellfire.
난리가
And at this
났는데.
stage, it's the right call from CFO. Just throw everything in the kitchen sink and see what you can get. And KT, they do stick around a bit too long. They're hoping they can play this slow with BDD having the lead that he has. But overextending that little bit too far actually gives the numbers advantage with CFO.
The bubble
that
hit
moment
onto
to find some kills.
Exactly. I mean, even with BDD
yeah,
around,
BDD's
you're
Q
still
was
down.
not
Remember,
enough.
Doctem is
BDD's
dead.
Q
It's
not
still
enough.
a 4v3, and you're
Oh.
fighting it without the ultimates on Cuz, without the ultimate on Peter, with lower health bars. So it was definitely a very aggressive look there from KT. Wanted to try to defend. Not a huge punish either way, but it is a little glimmer of hope you have to feel like there for
SK
CFO.
원딜 프리 룰러 바이퍼 구마 덕담 다의 디아블 에이밍 하이프 테디인데 신의 원딜이 어떻게 살아남냐. 디아블 선수가 이제 신의 원딜이 어떻게 살아남는지 딱 보여준 케이스죠.
KT begin to push in top. The impale from Junja will catch up Peter. Pops the unbreakable will. Already down to half HP. Spiraling Despair is going to go back into the rest of the team. Cuz getting slowed by it as well.
Peter does get out, but well played by CFO to drive them back. 그나마 이거 제일 괜찮은 편인가요? 진짜로.
Of this ultimate, pulls him in, gets the ult, gets the flash. Yes, he gets away, but they are not rolling over by any means. And if you can get that impale, it sets up Hongq for all of his skill shots. Those become point and click.
And also just gives them this vision control in this top side if they want to play aggressive, waiting on that push from Hongq in the top side, because you've got Herald in 30 seconds, so CFO looking to see if they can capitalize on it.
KT.
Redemption onto Hongq just to top him up. CFO will really want to take this out, but now they have to look for the reset. No wards currently on Kaiwing. That's what he's going back for. Trying to get them up. Just have the Celestial opposition, whereas Peter yet to actually upgrade his World Atlas all the way. He's finished that redemption, as has Kaiwing.
Bird hit your shit.
In terms of warding advantage, just a small one for CFO.
You got push on bot side and the opportunity to try and TP rest in.
Be quiet.
Although they weren't quite able to get the pressure the CFO wanted here. Couldn't get deep vision. Now you've got KT back out onto the map, and Peter again in a great position to just sneak some of those wards into that top side and spot out how CFO are trying to move in en masse to this top side of the map.
You can see that CFO have maintained pretty good defensive vision in their jungle. They're trying their best to actually move it forward into that river to try to be able to take control, but Cuz and Peter have just been moving around here constantly. You know, BDD or Doctem gets pushed, then they move over as well, and non-stop just fighting over this vision.
I just came back to watch and it's already over, yeah. I'm telling you, this is gonna be like a 3-0 unless Bart can pull off a miracle off his ass.
So much burst damage if you can hit both of those
버드가
on towards
그냥
lockdown targets.
기적을
That's exactly what KT
시원해야 됩니다. 이거 이기려면.
for some of these bubbles on
I
the
mean,
top
Bird
side.
is
See
a
if they can
champion
get
where
to
you
Hongq.
can pull off a miracle from
KT
your ass.
Gonna take it slow, push
Bird
out the
v9,
waves,
yeah.
and then amass onto this objective.
Yeah, Peter going to go back, pop up those wards again. Went from 1 to 4. And you have to remember as well, with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, the next bit of magic damage you're taking is amplified. So those bouncing bombs can kind of act just like a paddle star.
Zig's ult too. I mean,
that's my worry.
That's kind of the real dream. Is you hit that on a carry, you press R, they're either dead or they leave the fight, right? Like there's no continuing in the fight as Doggo. And, you know, in that situation, if they're going to commit that, Kaiwing is going to have to be really fast with almost defensive Bard ults, right? Because if to start off the fight, one of your carries gets hit by a sleep and Ziggs is going to throw out his ult, you have got to be right there to try to deny it. But that takes really quick reactions.
And Herald no longer the target for either of these two teams as KT set up vision around the Drake. Will be soul point for them, and an Infernal Soul with Ziggs and Zoe is not something you want to give over easily.
Bartoldi, 파드궁, Bartoldi! Okay, nice. All the Ziggs! Oh, the Sterling from Jundia! Double stun, no! Oh my gosh. They win this! 파드야, 관문이 왜 이래! The portal's too short. Oh, KT France! Biggest balls, but 버들. Oh my gosh, look at that. Rest is going in. Wow, Rek'Sai team 장난 아니다. Look at the Rek'Sai damage though.
KT's poke is exceptional.
Look at
No poke lands and Rest want to keep this going.
Uh-oh, Rest getting caught.
Gonna knock him back.
Uh-oh, his W was caught.
He flashes back in.
Rest! Absolute giga chance and flashing forward and killing the Ziggs. That means that's an Herald.
That pressure to go over towards the Herald. I mean, this is
Bordeaux.
the other side of this
Can
style
win
of
this.
composition.
Can
It
win.
is so oppressive when all your poke is hitting, but when the spells don't land, you have no consistent damage whatsoever. And watch BDD in this fight. He's kind of having this like one-on-one on the
Oh,
side.
such a perfect ult
against
from
Doggo,
Bart.
But everything misses. And when those
여기서.
first round of spells do miss, Jojo flashes in,
와,
gets the
스마를
smite, and
굉장히
BDD
잘했구만.
cannot
CFO
hurt
actually
the
has
front
such a
line
good smite.
whatsoever. The
The Q didn't
carries are
stun from
untouched
Bart
on
again,
the
and that
CFO
portal's
side.
terrible.
And once CFO are
Kai
in the
Wing
mix, they can't be
doing
stopped.
the feviknight
That's
cosplay.
the big
The
one,
way.
is as soon as you get this Garner into place, as soon as
The
this
length of the
Rek'Sai
portal,
can
remember?
actually get
The
onto
length of the
targets,
portals
that's where they are
shows
so
the mastery of the
terrifying.
border.
And ideally, KT don't let them get into that position. But by over
Oh my gosh, CFO watch party!
they open up everything for
OMG.
CFO. And it's just maybe give CFO that hope. Control the area, control
We
the
have a game in our
objectives.
hands,
Doggo
ladies and gentlemen.
Doggo has the flash and has to use it. Gets himself to safety. KT's still looking for a little bit more. Importantly, most of the gold in that last fight for CFO, who have evened out
Take
the
the
total
blue,
gold
Bart.
in the game,
Take the blue.
did go to their jungler and to their top laner. A
Okay, never mind.
can do a lot of damage. Titanic Hydra complete, Tunneler
I
as
thought he was
well,
gonna take the
building
blue,
up
but
to
he
more
didn't.
of those physical damage items, but it's not as much as
It's
you would
enemy
like.
team blue.
But for me, it's less about the
I mean,
goal,
like
it's about
Rest
the
is actually
map
doing
control.
so well
So
this
that's
game.
really what
아니 근데
CFO
사이온을
need. When you're
주고
getting down these
렉사이로 그냥
turrets,
찢어놓고
it
있는데
doesn't give KT
지금
as much
딜러
access to the map, and you can
그
make
뭐지?
plays like this.
Styles impact satchel charge stops it. That does mean the
아니
satchel can't
Junjia's
be used
actually
on the
doing
tower.
stuff too. This
But
is
it's
looking
also,
good,
again,
guys.
it's about getting this deeper vision. So as KT look to contest objectives, they're not throwing these like long-range bubbles through the walls that can then retreat.
Repeat after me, chat. KT's a fraudulent team that will crumble at any point and cannot be trusted to win any game.
The objective. If you can park yourself as CFO in front of
KT
it,
fans
you
being
force
excited.
KT to pull that trigger early, which is exactly what we just saw. That's not what KT wants to do.
KT fans having expectations. Oh
set of
man.
compositions, right? Because KT's
As a
comp
KT
really
fan, I'll
is
never
all
be
or
like
nothing,
you were.
right? You hit everything. You hit that sleep into the Mega Inferno Bomb.
I guess I
all of a
ulted too
sudden,
hard,
CFO
guys.
can do nothing.
I
You
thought it
miss
was
all
an
those early
absolute
spells and
3-0
get
stomp,
hard
like-
engaged on. All of a sudden, you're not really putting out any
KT falling
pressure
asleep,
either
like they
on
were
that
doing
front
super
line
well.
because,
Honky died like 50 times in a
he is
row.
1.3k gold
Then
behind.
what happened now?
This Viego really needs that first reset. And there's not any like point and click. You're not paired with a Syndra, an Annie, an Ahri, anything like that. So it's again, it's just everything is does your
No, Barda! Junjia just knocked off! Oh, Doggo does that too. Oh my gosh. Booking rol이다요. Rest is that too. Triple kill.
In the end for Dogdam, another sleep landing. And the chase comes out from Perfect and from Dogdam.
덕담, you in there!
It's not done yet. Castle chasing down.
Ace coming from the KT from nowhere.
It's a taster
What the
of
hell?
what CFO could have, but it's KT who are once again cooking CFO over an open pit. The amount of gold and nourishment they're getting out of this roster is insane right now.
I mean, we just got to see what the two different fights look like. The abilities hit, and there is not a lot you can do. Look at this beautiful sleep into the Mega Inferno Bomb, into the Paddle Star. Everything timed perfectly there. We're going to call it the Mega Inferno Bubble. That was looking clean. And with him gone already, BDD, he's looking like he's got an aimbot. He's just pointing.
Okay, the ulti coming through from Kai Wing. Stun, no, it's something connect under the wall, but doesn't matter. Peter's that. Oh, Otacon being rushed. Kai Wing. Good ward over the wall.
As well as KT are going to call for a fight of their own.
You gotta wait for BDD. This wall could be devastating. But it's so
Boom.
far away. The ultimates are flying, but Otacon is going down.
Honky already down to
Oh my
half
gosh,
HP.
Cause is so
Perfect
far.
with the swing smash
Cause is
landed.
so
The
far.
Otacon should be
This
secured
is
in
gone.
for CFO. They get it. The sleep lands, but only onto Rest.
Bard smited as well.
KT
다드가
continue to
공포의
chase all
스마를 또
except that this
먹어버렸는데?
fight is
아니
not
뭐야,
fair.
KT가 지금
Fantastic play
한
from
번씩
CFO.
이게
They
좋은
get the
플레이가 나온
Peggy's
다음에 바로
force
그냥
their
CFO가
hand,
굉장히
immediately
날카로운
start the
카운터
Otacon,
플레이를 하고
rush it
있습니다.
down. Don't allow KT to get set up. KT's comp is so weak when they're late to the fight.
And this is the scrappiness we were talking about for CFO. They don't want to give up the area. Dragon's there.
Oh, the damage onto Honky spiraling despair.
Oh, BDD's gonna go down! Honky actually baits him, but Honky calls as well, has the resets, he could actually ulti as well. Oh my gosh, Junji has to keep running. I feel like cause... Okay, the stun does connect. Is Junji gonna ulti? Junji does have ulti, but he's not channeling his... Oh, Junji did not have ulti, feviknight. You lied. The double stun does connect, nothing else happens. Though after, Rest is gonna go down right after.
They'll get the kills, they'll clean it out, and will they turn their eyes towards the Drake? They'll do that and take mid.
CFO tried to salvage the play with Doggo and Rest running as fast as they could, but it's KT who are pouncing on Junja and
why didn't he walk up back without ult, man? I mean, the way he positioned, I felt like he had ulti Lenny. I got baited. I got baited. The way Junja turned around, I thought he's gonna ulti like 5 people, and I was like, oh my gosh, Junja's gonna ult and it's gonna be mate. Just kidding! No ult on Skarner! You fucking intern.
As well. This play to start it off though was really nice from Doggo. As BDD goes over the wall, he almost one-shots him, but he goes back into the root. You got the 90 caliber net hitting him, takes him down with that headshot. But Cuz is such a problem. We talk about the lack of consistent damage. Doesn't feel like they have that anymore.
Honkyu's the timing! Desmond smash against the knockup. They don't kill the tower. Mega Inferno will go down as well. As Honkyu takes a drive to his demise. And now KT can look for more. BDD with a paddle star doesn't quite clip Junja. CFO back away.
Perfect timing on that decimating smash was just that. What a beautiful play.
Someone
Catches
check Honkyu
PayPal. There. Peter follows up. That's the carry down.
For scientific research
and it was unnecessary. You didn't need to take that ride. Honkyu thought maybe he could get it, but the tower doesn't even fall off the back of it. It is a stiff breeze away from falling.
Honky 선수.
But KT, when CFO find their hope, they snuff it out so fast.
Yeah,
He's doing the Canyon special. Remember Canyon in the top lane? 어저께 캐니언 선수가 여기서 했던 전령 플레이가 생각나는 그 전령 박치기인데 아니 프로들도 저런 전령을 사용하니까 아니 호키 선수만 그걸 사용한 게 어저께 캐니언 선수가 덴지
CFO is going to have to try to make their last stand. It really feels like it's all about the setup at the Dragon, because if KT are there first, it feels almost impossible to walk in. But likewise, if CFO are there first and you're trying to walk through a way, you're trying to walk through this trap
that's what I'm saying. Buff Barn.
The poke is never going to come, so it's all about who can get that setup, who can control vision. And right now, it's been KT with the pushing waves, and it's them getting the much easier setup.
Never pay.
BDD pushing in this top side on his signature pick. This Zoe lost on it back in 2022. Has only played it once since then, but averages about 75% win rate on the champ all time. So often
FlyQuest lost to this LMAO.
For Honkyu.
T1 lost to this. FlyQuest lost to this.
Couple of good spiraling despairs. I don't think he's
What
had
the
a
hell,
series
bro?
where he would say he's
T1이 CFO한테 닦이고 FlyQuest가 닦였는데?
from poor series, from poor games.
Okay, but T1들은 ban 사이언더로.
same game actually accelerate himself.
T1은 근데 사이언 밴을 안 하기도 했고 드레이븐 밴을 안 했습니다. We didn't ban Draven, we didn't ban Sion, we didn't know.
Are crucial to enabling Junja and Rest to get into these fights.
KT knows, KT knows. Does he know? He knows.
That enables CFO to
no, banning the champions that CFO is so
KT,
strong
this
on.
team that is synonymous
Can't
with
despair.
heartbreak, that is synonymous with these devastating losses, is now potentially one fight away from sealing the deal on their first ever World Semifinals. BDD, the only player on the team to ever make World Semis, and they're looking for a pick on Rest.
Just trying to tunnel away, but PT uses the minion line to
He
try and
ultis
get
out,
himself
but the ult was in the wrong direction.
There's the knockup, there's the trample,
No.
there's the drowsy, and there's Rest. Sent to a coffin. The CFO will use this time to push in the mid lane though, take a tower of their own, can chase forward a little bit further. They do have cannon minion here, acing the hole onto Dogtown. Now they retreat because KT are collapsing.
But you still have BDD pushing to that bottom side, so CFO, they're not able to get the tier 2. It would be BDD who's able to pick up that objective, but CFO wonders from Junja.
Oh, the combo in! But he ultis out! The vehicle survives! Honky flashes out! But do they have anything else after this? Border fucking one? 다들 도망가고. Junji has no flash, Junji goes on. And the flash forward from BDD, that was actually the flash of his teammate!
Can smell their victory!
Rek'Sai's flash actually ends up killing his own team though.
Next
Rek'Sai
on the
flashed for no
table
reason
here.
earlier.
They are crushing this fight. CFO got picked off in the side lane, tried to force their hand,
방금
but
조이가
KT
큐를 맞출
makes
수
the
있었던
collapse happen.
렉사이의
And
풀을.
not only do they get that, they got the tier 2 bot, they get the Baron, they get
Was Genji and
everything.
HLE longer than this series? Game 2. Game 2.
Like it is unique to KT. This Zoe
58
and Ziggs,
minutes.
they're hoping they can burst it
Yeah, I mean, if you
down.
combine
They
the
should be
3
able to do
games,
so,
Polly, I think
as
you might be
Rest was
right.
there.
Polly might be cooking
But
again.
KT, this is
Hold
beautiful. And CFO have to try and make this play. They know they're losing. They know they're behind. So Junja tries to go for the all-in, cuz escapes, but watch the damage. The knock-up from Perfect sets up Doggo and Kaiwing to take half their health bar off the Mega Inferno Bomb, and then KT follow.
Now, Peter for player of the series, man. He
100%.
headbutts away the impaling Junja so it doesn't connect, and then Cuz can rejoin the fight. It's just been sublime from him every game.
I mean, he's absolutely smurfing. That Zigzalt had to be 3,000 plus damage between the three people that it hit. Like, that was crazy. BDD arrives, snipes another one. He's got death cap completed now. 2 seconds until the potential last stand here of CFO. Can Junja come up with another hero steal?
Rest is in the top lane, pushing in for that tier 2. Does have the teleport and will use it. The Drake down to 9,000. BDD looking to see if he can find a sleepy trouble bubble. Lands it onto Rest. He can't join the fight. Tempered Fate on the backline. Paddle Star just short. Dragon down to 4k. SKT look for the soul and knock back.
Oh, Peter is actually going to go down.
It's Peter who keeps the enemy jungler at bay. Rest dives in
There
for
is
the
a Dragon
Rest
Soul,
team.
but Peter does go down. Can they actually turn this?
Now the chase
They're
through
all
the
in a short
double
corner
four.
into Zoe and Ziggs. Look at that. They can't do anything. Junji has an ulti, but they can't do anything else after that. Honky's trying to do as much damage as possible. The song does connect to Bardo, but Honkyu cannot survive.
Expected KC to be one of the teams
GG.
that could push themselves forward.
Bardo fucking run! Fucking run!
In their eyes,
도망,
their
다들
curses
도망이다요.
may be damned in this position.
For the first time ever, KT
They're ending? I think they just
look
end.
ahead to the World
What
Semifinals.
the hell, bro?
And with only
They don't
Kaiwing
even
left to
need
watch,
it.
CFO will be eliminated. A valiant stand from them. A valiant
와,
stand
그냥
for the
일반적이다,
LCK,
진짜.
but today is KT's day. Kaiwing can do nothing. But watch as KT take the Nexus Towers. The Nexus next. The KT coaster keeps on climbing. For the first time in history, KT are going to semis.
KT has never made it to semifinals before.
And what an incredible run it has
Congrats
been for
KT.
Make it
KT가
7
이번
wins in a
역사상
row
처음으로 이제 4강
at
진출을 한
Worlds
겁니다, 지금.
2025.
Good
Yet
try,
to drop a
CFO.
game. They have been
Try.
on fire. And who'd have thought Peter would be the one stepping up
다음
so
라이브에서
much
CFO
in a
바드
series
분석하시나요?
like
아니
this?
CFO 바드는 뭐 근데 분석할 게 꽤 없긴 한데 바드는 나쁘지 않았는데 미드가 오늘 폼이 조금 되게 이상했는데 서폿은 1세트, 2세트는 좀 살짝 이상했지만 3세트 바드는 나쁘지 않았거든요. I think Bard isn't even the problem here. Like literally the mid laner was kind of crazy. Honky was dying way too much. 미드 전령 타가지고 박치기 하는 그 모습 있잖아요. 그 다음에 죽는 그 미드가 홍키 선수가 오늘 좀 폼이 많이 안 좋은 것 같아. 그만큼 BDD 선수가 근데 많이 잘한 것도 있죠. 일반적인 압도적인 경기였다. 이게 생각보다 KT가 지금 3대0을 한 다음에 사람들이 걱정을 많이 했는데 Everybody was worried that KT are frauds, but KT are indeed not frauds, and great job CFO. I'm a big fan, Doggo. Good try. Kaiwing, good try. I don't know about the top side. We don't talk about the top side.
But Desk, is it time to get excited yet? Come on!
I mean, Dogdown and Peter completely gapped Kaiwing and Dogdown. Kaiwing and Doggo don't get it. 오늘 진짜 피터 파커의 날이다. 피터 파커 진짜 굉장히 대박이었고.
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to say it. I was just thinking of all
Tomorrow
the
is G2 vs TES. Is G2 gonna be frauds? I don't know. CFO turns out to be frauds, complete frauds. RP Doggo, my beloved. Doggo is just the best ADC in Worlds for me. That's debatable, but he's just the ideal ADC. It's like everybody wants to be like a Doggo. It's debatable if he is actually the best though.
Oh my gosh.
So many big
That could be, I think Viper with his performance yesterday into Gen G, Viper is definitely the best right now. Today Doggo did fall short a little couple times. Even his team isn't there, he could have actually had some better movements, I guess, mechanically and stuff. Not really too much his fault though, what happened this game.
To be here.
His team was just
if you
into
haven't
it,
seen
so.
any of the interviews that the LCK English broadcast has done with him, he's always so happy.
Genji
so
vs
fun.
KT in the
And he showed that
semifinals?
massively today. He was such a huge part of how KT were able to get ahead in these early games, which we haven't
4강
seen
대진이
as
지금
much from them
겐지 대
at this
KT.
tournament or across the country.
One player that we need to highlight once again. He has
LCK means LCK again, guys.
all year long. It is BDD once again. He is the Oppo player of the series with his
BDD?
signature Zoe in game 3.
I mean,
Yeah,
TBH
it's
Zoe
so
was
close
insane.
between
100%.
BDD
Mid gap was
and
so fucking
Peter
huge.
because they both were absolute
미드 차이가
stars
겁나 많이
today.
나긴
The reason
했어.
why I think we ended up siding
BDD,
with BDD was this Zoe performance, right? The Zoe Ziggs combo coming out of KT
Look at the
once
Soriana.
again, Kobe.
So many big performances from him. You know, BDD has been doing work all year long for this team, and this series was no different.
No,
So BDD is someone who's been around for so long, and you heard even Chai in his interview with Shox at the beginning of the day, right? He's like, BDD is someone I admire so much for his resiliency. He's been around for so long, continuing to grind.
Bomb the board.
A phenomenal performance today.
And HonQ as well said BDD
Board
is my
dodge, imagine
idol.
dodging.
BDD, by the
Can't
way,
relate.
his line in the teaser goes
Can't
so hard.
relate.
It's like, yes,
LCK 내정 결승전 T1이 이제 이겨야죠. Q1 defeat all the LPL teams. Unless G2 does a miracle and G2 makes it to finals. Guys,
it's hard, you know,
can
when you
G2
come
do
back
it?
to quarterfinals here, it makes such a difference from the Swiss stage, the time you have to prepare.
The hope of EU, the delusion of EU. GT's playing tomorrow, by the way.
This team has been able to achieve this year on the international stage. I want to see this roster again.
Yeah, and you saw it from their gameplay, right? Like, even in this third game where it looked like, okay, they're in a really tough spot, they never kept fighting. I thought this was the first game where Junja really was able to actually start popping off. Any KT fan was definitely super nervous watching that. But the CFO roster is so fun, and I really hope they do stick this core together because they play so well together. They are a true united team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, HonQ is still only 18 years old. Yeah. He has a very bright future ahead of him. I hope that he can stay in the LCP because a lot of teams are probably going to want you know, to pick him up. Doggo as well, what an amazing year for him. Such you know, such inspirational stuff from this team.
This team reignited the hope.
GTV's TS is a coin flip. I think G2 literally has the best chance to make it through. TS was like the perfect draw. They avoided HLE, they avoided everybody. They avoided Genji, HLE, T1, they avoided
this team was playing
KT.
a tiebreaker with
They avoided everybody.
D plus Kia to see if they'd even get in the top group, was farmed by all of the LCK top teams, except for Nongshim, sorry Nongshim. And they're in semi, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had to play top LCK
KT fans eating good, guys.
So maybe
KT 팬분들은 얼마나 좋을까. 와, 상황을 이걸 가가지고 진짜 젠지를 어떻게 정말 플레이오프에서 한번 꺾긴 했으니까. KT did defeat Genji in playoffs.
Exciting.
You guys remember that?
I don't care now.
They have a chance. They have a chance. BDD is playing good. Perfect is playing okay. He's not getting caught out the repeat and the trolling like we saw in LCK before. Perfect has always been a weak link, but he's actually playing quite well this world. Considering it's his first world. And Peter Parker?
I mean,
Peter Parker is literally Spider-Man.
That was some domination.
He's fucking everywhere.
Shocked but happy.
We're gonna have an interview on stage in just a couple
There's
minutes.
KT fans.
Interview with KT.
What do you mean, Polly?
Right now with Candice.
Of course KT has
and
fans.
Translation, Benji-san, of course.
要恭喜 KT 获得本场比赛的胜利。我们邀请到的是 Doctor 选手来到我们的赛后采访。
논란이 좀 되겠는걸요? 폴리포프 선생님?
먼저 인사
폴리포프 가로치고 논란. 나무위키 등록.
Hello everyone, this is KT Roasters AD carry.
덕담! AD gap? AD gap.
都展现出了超强的一个
원딜 차이, 서포트 차이, 미드 차이,
同
정글
时
차이.
比赛都取得了很大
탑
的领
차이.
先，所以在他们的 BO5 第一局顺利拿下的那一刻，是不是就非常有
덕담
自信
played
能够
in
赢下
OPL, I
今天的
think.
整个系列赛呢？
Didn't he play in LPL for a year?
Congratulations on the win today. KT Roaster had a
오늘
fantastic
픽처 바꿔야
performance
나를다.
and a dominating performance all over the Rift. After winning the first game of the best of 5 series, did that give you a confidence boost that you will be able to close out the entire series with a win? Yeah, after getting the game 1 victory, we realized our preparation is really good and working so well, so I had a lot of confidence.
确实打得非常的不错，而且你的辅助 Peter 选手也打得很好。第一局的布隆呢是开团反打，样样精通，而第二局他的泰坦在中路游走拿下内一血也非常的关键。第三局的牛头也表现得很好，所以作为他的搭档 AD， 怎么样评价他今天亮眼的发挥？同时，要不要在这里夸夸他呢？
Today, your support Peter also had a fantastic performance. Game 1 Braum. We had a fantastic initiation and engage from Braum as well. And then Nautilus in Game 2 was able to make so many plays together with BDD on the mid lane. And then Game 3 Alistar as well. How would you like to rate Peter's performance today? Also, anything you want to say over to him as a compliment?
긴장도 안 하고 되게 깔끔하게 잘했다고 생각해서 앞으로도 계속 잘할 것 같은 선수라고 생각합니다.
He was not nervous at all, and his performance was super clean. I have a huge faith in him that he will be able to do better in the future as well.
I posted, guys. feviknight posting again.
깔끔했다고 생각해서 한 10점 만점에 8점에서 9점 주고 싶습니다.
Everything was so clean starting from the laning phase, so I would like to give 8 or 9 out of 10.
是非常高的一个分数了，也可以继续的加油。同时，今天呢，其实你的好朋友们也来到了现场，为你来加油。我们可以看到他们在现场。
We gotta give a closure to CFO and Doggo. Goodbye.
看比赛的时候是怎样的心情
You shall be missed.
现在的赛后采访，要不要也对他们3个人
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
사실 오늘 깜짝 게스트도
Also,
현장에 찾아오셨습니다.
We had a special guest in the stadium to support you, Showmaker, Lucid, and Ghost.
Yeah, Showmaker, Lucid, Ghost are all in China, by the way.
Watching the match live, what came to your mind when you found out?
They flew all the way to Shanghai to watch Worlds.
Anything you want to say to them as well?
Showmaker should be on the stage. What do you mean he's in the stadium? What do you mean he's watching? 쇼메 고스트 그리고 이제 루시드 선수가 3명이서 그 샹하이에 지금 현장에 와 있죠. 롤드컵 이제 보려고. 다른 선수들은 롤드컵 출전을 못한 선수들은 지금 다들 휴가 기간이라서. Fevi, is KT winning? Okay, Digon, you literally just Guys, screenshot. If KT loses to Genji, we all know what happened.
Are saying that
The curse coming through from Digon.
At the moment,
Also,
KT Roser beat Genji.
Wait, aren't you supposed to be?
Playoffs. Now it's gonna be a rematch. What is your mindset heading into that match?
또 이길 수 있다고 생각하고.
Are you supposed to be busy though?
어제 왕호 형이
I saw the low part is doing watch parties. No, I'm not. Okay. Vacation time.
Beat them once. I have a confidence that
That's
we
good,
will
that's
be
good,
able
that's
to pull
good.
it up
Recovery
one more time.
time, let's go.
Yesterday, Peanut cried after the match. I want to get his revenge.
Oh my gosh, I
The
can't
revenge
believe they got
of Peanut's
absolutely.
tears.
Oh, no! Don't cry! Oh, I missed them. What did I say? Hold up. feviknight, not listening.
感谢你，我们的赛后采访到此先告一段落。
Dogdam on a mission here at World
망호야,
2025
유유.
for the very first
지금
once again semi-final of the
하나둘씩
history of
팀들이 지금 떨어지고 있습니다,
He said he
여러분.
wanna get the revenge for Peanut.
It's so fast paced. We're gonna literally have quarterfinals right away into semifinals. Right away, guys.
Revenge is going to be a very
It's literally
difficult task.
quarter, semi,
right
all
now,
in 1
especially
week.
their team fighting.
Yes,
But
semi-finals gonna be this week.
it. Looking to get some revenge for
And
Peanut.
finals next week. That's
Oh
it.
man, that goes hard.
그러니까 이게
And I mean,
8강에다가 4강, 4강 바로 진행이 되기 때문에.
I was watching it during the NA. We were
Crazy.
jealous for NA finals.
Genji vs
It was not a
KT?
good time for
Rerun.
KT fans. Genji are an incredibly
I think
scary
KT can
team.
do it. I think
They
KT can do
are
it. 아
the
진짜
top
근데
of
KT가
the
진짜
team.
해낼
They're
수
one of those
있습니다.
teams that I
진짜
said
젠지를
was
꺾고 결승까지 진출을 해가지고 설마 롤드컵을 들어올리는 그 기염을 토해낼 수 있다? 지금 폼이면은 CFO가 그렇게 무시할 수 있는 그런 팀은 아니거든요. 물론 오늘 좀 못하긴 했지만 오늘 봤던 그 서폿의 움직임, 피터 선수의 그 위랩 움직임, 맵에서 부시 안에 대기하는 그 모습. 아 듀로 선수도 정말 잘하긴 하지만 거기에 여기에서부터 이제 서폿의 싸움이 시작이 되고요. 정글 지금 커즈 선수 미쳤죠. BDD 선수 폼이 역대급이고 BDD literally playing out of his mind right now. Cause having the tourney like literally peak performance. Yes. And don't forget about Peter Parker. I am impressed. And Dokdam is looking like a fucking. He's looking like death.
This is one of those matchups where
Dokdam?
both of the teams
Death?
are like looking across, being
he's absolutely
beat these guys,
tearing
you
through the
know?
enemy
So,
team, though.
TES definitely not having the Swiss stage that they would have.
Yeah, tomorrow is gonna be G2TS, and then 2 days from today it's gonna be ALT1.
Ramping up, so
some crazy games going on. Better barter.
Yeah, I think G2 fans are probably looking.
Egon,
at,
Bard keeps losing.
Caps versus
Bard keeps
Scream
losing every
matchup,
game. Should I be happy or sad as a Bard lane? At least Bard's not gonna get nerfed, guys. We don't look at the bright side. Bardo losing on Worlds means that probably no nerfs anytime soon.
I mean, this one actually is very close.
버들이네 버들. 다들 너프는 안 될 것 같습니다. 이게 롤드컵 대회에서 자주 나오는 픽인데 생각보다 승률이 저조하게 나오고 있고 좀 아쉬운 부분? 아쉬운 느낌. 생각보다 좀 숙련적인 이슈도 있는 것 같아. 다들 하는 카이밍 선수 오늘 바드는 괜찮았는데 다른 분들이 바드를 꺼내고 이제 스킬을 잘 활용을 못하는 모습들이 나왔고요. T1은 31일 경기 보고 입을 놀린다고. T1은 일단은 걱정하지 말고 G2TS 전부터 즐기자고요. Oh my gosh, like absolute destruction. Bardo just died. 50 miles away, from 2 screens away, he just dies. Bardo! 바드 사망! 조이 상대로 헤르메스 신발이랑 미카엘 먼저 갔어야지. 그러니까 Why are you going redemption on Bard into Zoe? Yeah, they're poking you, but you need the Mikhails for the Zoe bubbles, or else you can't fucking play the game, bro. 조이 상대로 진짜 헤르메스랑 미카엘 가야 되는데 맨날 구원 가니까 선수들이. 아니 물론 포킹 상대는 구원이 정말 중요하긴 하지만 그거보다 중요한 게 이제 조이 수면을 막고 한 명이 터지는 불상사가 생기면 안 되거든요. 진짜. Anyways, G2T is gonna be the same time as today, by the way, so I'll be catching it there. That was a very fast series. Wow, it's not even 7 PM. We're already done with that. 지금 7시도 아닌데 6시 반에 벌써 끝났어. We started 2.5 hours ago. KT's speedrunning thing. I'll catch you guys later, guys. I need to work on the video and get the T1 video out. I should be done soon with the editing and then uploading. So hopefully we can get it out tonight. Anyways, catch you guys later. Signing out. 손 이만 가보도록 하겠습니다. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.